people, what's going on? Welcome back to the club. We are live and we are brought to you by the wonderful people at Super 6. We'll be speaking about Super 6 a little bit later on today. Right now, we are here for Newcastle against Arsenal. Big Premier League clash. Maybe not as big as it could have been had Arsenal held their nerves a little bit, but nevertheless, still an important game. And Newcastle and Arsenal will both be fancying themselves for this one. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. But before we go anywhere, Rory Jennings, congratulations on 250,000 YouTube subscribers. It's absolutely unreal. This guy doesn't even know how to upload a YouTube video, but here he is with 250,000 subscribers. And kind of like
in the same conversation. It's very kind of you.
We have our plaque for 100,000 subscribers.
So we made it about ourselves when we're congratulating Rory Jennings.
We're piggybacking off the back
don't forget
of Rory's
on
success.
our channel,
No, thank you so much.
Let's pop that there.
Oh, well, thank you to everybody. We really are touched that you would have joined us on this journey. Thank you so much. And to help us get that 100,000 plaque.
Help us catch up with Rory. Subscribe to the channel.
That's gonna happen very soon. I do hope. But I've got a slightly different approach to this game. Like, you seem to be seeing this as like less of a title decider. I feel like this is, because Newcastle are totally capable of beating Arsenal. They're totally capable of getting a point off Arsenal. And if they do, I really do think that means Man City are champions.
Yeah.
Therefore, this game is huge.
But
Therefore,
we kind of
this
think
game
Man
is
City are champions already.
Yeah,
right?
we think it. But look, there was a moment, wasn't there, against Leeds where 5 minutes, I think City made a pig's ear of a situation. Suddenly, the game is alive, and you're thinking Allardyce is only going to go and do it. And had he done it, there was serious conversation and serious jeopardy about the title race. So this game, Arsenal need to win it, because what Arsenal now need to do is be lying in wait. If City, unlikely as it is, but if City do make a ricket, and they've got some big games coming up, they're going to have to rotate their squad.
Michael.
Yeah, if they do...
It's not. It's multiple errors now. It's 2 draws and a loss.
It's not. It's you're 4 points ahead. Which would mean 1 draw and a loss, right?
That's counting that Arsenal win every single game. For Arsenal to overtake us. So it's multiple games that we have to not win, which I don't see happening.
No. But in fairness to you, but if you haven't seen it,
you have got Brentford and Brighton coming.
Brentford will be on their holidays.
Brentford have already beaten you this season.
They'll be on. They're a great side, but I don't think they'll be battling for Europe.
That brings dangers within itself, because teams that are
free,
kind of
freedom,
they've got no pressure, no freedom.
Of course, yeah.
By the way, also that Ivan Toney is so capable of giving you a headache.
Unbelievable.
He's so good.
Please bring him to Man United.
Please bring him to Chelsea.
I don't want.
Do you know what I think Chelsea should do now? Do you know what I would do, honestly? Go to Brentford. It's only down the road. Literally go. So don't send an email.
Rock up.
Just go. Like en masse. Like roll deep. Everyone. like Bo lead a full Clear Lake consortium. Off they go, right? Get down there and just don't take no for an answer, and just say, look, we will give you top rate, which we do anyway. We'll give them top rate, and then say whatever the ban is, we don't even care.
What's top rate? 80 mil?
I think he's worth 80 mil.
I think he's worth it, but I don't think you need to pay Brentford 80.
They take 60, wouldn't they?
Think about the turnover of Brentford.
Especially if he's got because the suspension makes him worth.
What could that be?
I have no idea.
I don't think it should be anything, to be totally honest with you. He's put a few accumulators on.
No, but the rule.
He's got.
I agree with you, but it is breaking the rule. Like, the rule exists, and he knows about the rule. But I don't have a clue. See, that's also a reason why maybe Brentford would be more opening to sell, because Chelsea, for example, or Manchester United would be able to afford to buy a player, let him serve a suspension, pay him his wages, and take a hit. I think it's difficult for Brentford to do that. Like, if he were to sign for Manchester United, for example, Manchester United would keep going, as they are this season. They keep winning games as well.
Use Martial up front.
Yeah, use Martial. Like, you can make it work. Whereas I just don't think Brentford have the squad depth to be able to make it work. So somebody should get hold of him.
I agree.
I didn't think.
Could you see him return? Wow,
unbelievable.
I was about to say, could you see him possibly returning to Newcastle? Obviously, Isaac's doing really well. Callum Wilson's probably not. If they get into Europe, Champions League, Callum Wilson isn't a Champions League striker. Ivan Toney potentially is.
Is he not?
Not in my opinion,
not Callum Wilson.
I mean, he's
an
English.
He's a bottom half Premier League striker.
He's a squad player for the Champions League squad for me.
How many goals does he strike? He scored about 10 goals less than that.
But he's injured all the time.
He played for England at World Cup.
Yeah, cool.
No, I'm interested
So did
in
Darius Vassell.
No.
And he drills his own feet.
He does do that. I think that's quite an interesting conversation, because I clearly rate him higher than
Good old Bill McCracken.
Yeah, that needed to be filled.
We're seeing Newcastle most appearances, by the way, for anyone that's not understanding
Shea Given, third in that. He's a legend. We didn't overlap with him, did we?
What a keeper he is, by the way, and he gets slagged off in the kind of a lot of fans.
No one slags him off
in terms of how good he was. Because I say in certain videos he's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's because
borderline
you go.
World class.
This is what happens, Buvey.
Yeah.
You go, Shay Given world class.
No,
and then people go, no, this is an example
Yeah.
of the conversation. And then people go, I don't know about that, Buvey. And then you come on here and go, people have been slagging Shay Given.
Yeah.
Honestly, lads, by the way, I'm verified on Twitter now, so my opinions actually are justified.
$8.99
Twitter, I'm not paying nothing.
Musk.
It's
Yes,
free.
you are,
It's
bro.
100%
There's
discount,
no way
bro.
he's giving you that.
Well, some of us
for
have got
free.
these relationships with Elon Musk, and some of us have got relationships with the Man United players.
What's your relationship with Elon Musk?
That he respects my football chat. So anyway, I was
but
going to
what
tweet
is your
about Shay
relationship
Given.
with
Now I'm verified. It means a lot more to people on Twitter. So,
What-
Shay, all jokes aside, Shay Given, what a keeper.
But what's your relationship with Elon Musk?
It's just mates.
He's the owner of Twitter. And
And-
I'm on Twitter. And he loves my
So,
tweets.
so there is a relationship. He owns Twitter, and I'm
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah, so
Therefore,
there
we
is
have a relationship.
There's a kinship there, you know. But what a keeper Shay Given is. What a keeper. Is that William Gallas?
William Gallas, Mr. Judas himself. Mr. Judas.
played
Can
for
you
all
believe
three.
that man? Can you believe that man?
Spurs as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he played for Tottenham, Arsenal, and Chelsea.
Did you like him at Chelsea?
I loved him. At
Yeah.
the
He
time.
was very
Mate,
good.
he's very
What,
good
left
player.
back?
But he played left back. He's
Yeah.
very good
Centre
left back
as well.
Centre half. He was just such an all round brilliant defender.
he was, wasn't he?
Had a great goal in him. Scored a winner against Tottenham. Like sensational.
Gary
goal.
Neville put him in his Premier League team of all-time
He was a
team,
draft, so
taking
like-
one
Really?
It was
one player
you could
from each
only
team.
have one player from each Premier League title winning team, and they had like 10.
That's quite an interesting game. That is quite an interesting game. Look, William Gallas.
We won't play it yet. We'll play it in the summer when we've got no more
other-
videos. to
Nothing
do.
else to do.
No, William Gallas he was a fantastic player, but I'm very happy that his overriding. When you think of Gallas,
Crying on the
the
pitch.
one image is at St Andrews crying as Arsenal capitulate. That's who William Gallas is.
Is that not a
In the
little
number
bit?
10 shirt
I
that he
look
shouldn't have
back
been
at the
wearing.
game. That was obviously related to the Eduardo leg break as well, right?
He was in the same.
We
So-
spoke about this the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, but I feel that
How has this come up 2 shows in a row?
that's deja vu,
spoke
mate.
about this with
It's
Miles.
deja vu, just like your introduction
What?
today.
Miles was on the other day.
What spoke about what?
Yeah,
though?
he was talking about that.
This particular game, the Eduardo Silva break, William Gallas on the.
Well, there was a period, weren't there, when Arsenal were being battered unfairly. Like, do you remember they had Aaron Ramsey at Stoke, Ryan Shawcross? Did you see as well, which I thought was just truly ridiculous? And obviously we have a resident Stoke fan who I'm sure will have an opinion on this.
No, God, I hope
But
not.
do you know when Aaron Ramsey was a victim of a Shawcross horror tackle?
Yeah.
Broke his ankle, potentially could have ended his career. Eduardo had a terrible incident as well. His ankle was actually only held on by his sock. You know what I mean? Like his ankle was off.
Oh.
And when Aaron Ramsey went back to the Britannia, he was booed.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was
Yeah,
booed
yeah.
as a victim.
They're
Like,
proper wrong-uns. They're
Do you-
proper
do you-
wrong-uns. They're the worst away
do you
fans
know why he was booed? Do you know what the
in
logic
Championship football.
behind it
Because
is?
his leg broke.
No, I think the reason was because he didn't accept the apology of Ryan Shawcross. Didn't accept the apology, therefore he's booed.
What's your
Might be
feelings
'cause
on
he's Welsh.
Aaron
He's Welsh as
Ramsey?
well, but-
Stokey? Thoughts on Aaron Ramsey, please?
Yeah,
What,
didn't
did
he?
his leg break, did it? Oh, he was in tears, was he?
Aaron Ramsey didn't accept the apology.
And it
which
made
is why
him
they
cry
booed.
even more.
But yeah, it's.
So he's actually the victim in all this.
Do you know? Do you know?
Okay,
Do you know? Do you know what? Do you know? There's
Right.
another one night that happened around that period for Arsenal. Do you remember Abu Diaby?
He was so good.
player.
He was
You
so
made him up
super.
as well with Miles.
We're just doing the same show again.
Really?
He
needs to
met
stop
him
doing
in
Arsenal games.
Vapiano, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
is it what?
Yeah, he met him in Vapiano.
No, Abu Diaby was such a good player. Like he was sort of like Vieira, but without the
He had 3
anger.
months and people were tweeting me saying he's better than Yaya Toure.
No,
I remember that.
No,
but seriously.
look, I'm not getting into that, but he was an awful good player.
What a player.
Because he also had like the bit of silk, like he kind of like sort of Pogba-esque. He had the Pogba thing. And do you know what happened? He got done at Sunderland away, and I remember Fabregas going up to the ref. I think Arsenal winning the game 3-0. It was basically over. Arsenal stroking the ball around, and Fabregas, he went up to the ref, and he's like, they've gone mad. He's like going like that. He's like, suddenly this geezer goes through the back of Abu Dhabi.
Who was
Done
it?
his
Do you
ankle.
remember?
Yeah, this is quite funny. Arsenal fans hold the grudge, and I think they have a point. The geezer that did it, I forget his name. I'm sure somebody can help me out in the comments. He now works in a call centre in Sunderland, and Arsenal fans always phone up, and they're like, you fuck, yeah,
What,
It's
former...
like
Wow.
remember Emmanuel Pogatetz?
yeah, Pogatetz,
We had a
He was
young
at
Brazilian
Wigan.
lad called, I think he was at Middlesbrough at this point.
Yeah,
And we had a young Brazilian lad called Rodrigo Possebon, and he snapped him.
Really?
He was just finished.
So he had a mad haircut.
Yeah.
Austrian.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from that, we are brought to you by the wonderful people at NordVPN. And remember, if you need a VPN service, which you probably do if you're online right now, then get a hold of NordVPN, nordvpn.com/the club. You can get a 30-day money-back guarantee on all of your exclusive offers, and it's like 40% off as well.
Beautiful.
They're basically giving it away over there. Buvey's been using it a lot. Rory's been using it a lot. I've been getting stuck in as well, using it. What's great is I watch a lot of basketball. Sometimes I miss a lot of the playoffs. You go on Twitter, you can't watch the clips of whatever you want to see. But with a VPN service, I can change my device to make it think it's in America, and then I can watch those lovely, lovely clips, baby. And you can do that for Premier League clips if you're in, America and you want to watch Premier League clips that are being clipped up in the UK. It works for you the same way. So that's one of the great benefits of NordVPN. NordVPN.com/the club.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And the best thing about it is it's so affordable. It's so cheap. It's such good value for money. It's comparable to the price of a cup of coffee. That is how cheap it is. And it's such a good service because you buy it once and you can partner with 6 different devices. So 6 different devices can all have VPN action on it via one subscription. It's truly brilliant, and they have been so kind to us, NordVPN. They have partnered with us, so help support the club by going to NordVPN for all of your VPN needs. Ain't been right, Buvey?
Loving it, mate. Loving it. I'm booking my flights for the summer when we win one of the potential 3 trophies that we're still fighting for. I'm going to Ibiza with Gary Lineker, his brother, Wayne Lineker. But look, with a NordVPN, it's the fastest VPN of its kind on the internet. It allows you to get flights and trains for the cheapest possible price wherever you're searching for them, because a VPN obviously stops websites tracking your usage. It's an unbelievable service. So make sure you check out NordVPN. All good?
I can't believe what I've just seen.
What?
Oh, my God. Moving on. Thank you to NordVPN. You lot are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. We are here for Newcastle versus Arsenal. I totally regret looking at my phone. My head's gone.
No, you can't. Be
Sorry.
professional. What are you doing?
I'll message you, but...
No, you have to carry on.
It's
Can you just tell what it is?
Tom...
No, you can't say something.
No, it's mental. It's mental. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. We are here for Arsenal Newcastle.
Yeah.
Can we get the teams briefing?
I don't have my phone on me.
Well, go and get it.
Awfully
Go and get it. It's over there.
unprofessional.
Where's your phone?
Wait, this is a shambles
I was
today,
out
lads. I'm
last
not
night.
joking.
I've left it in a taxi, lads. I'm going to be real. I don't have a phone. So he's going on about something on the internet. I don't know. Look, we've lost my phone. So
Right.
give
The
me your phone. I'll read the team sheet out. Right. And you guys can have a mother's meeting. Pope in goal, Trippier, Shah, Botman and Byrne backline for Newcastle, Joelinton, Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Willock. And then Murphy, Isaac and Wilson up front for Newcastle. That is a hard 11 for Arsenal to break down. And then going up front for Arsenal, we've got Jesus, Saka and Martinelli. Martinelli returns back to the starting 11 for Arsenal. In midfield, we've got Xhaka, Jorginho and Odegaard. And then Zinchenko, Gabriel, Kiwior, who makes a second appearance in the starting 11 for Arsenal in the last few weeks. Ben White at right back and Ramsdale in goal. Unbelievable. There's your phone, mate.
Thank you. As you can see, the news has reached Rory. Ramsdale, Gabriel, Kiwior, White, Zinchenko. Now, what do you make of this Kiwior fella, Adam? I think he's been playing all right for Arsenal, in recent weeks. He's been playing really well for them. Came in. He's been, obviously, you've had Snow Saliba there. Holding's been a little bit of a mess in recent times. And I think Kiwior has come in and done a decent job stepping in for Arsenal. Now he's going to be tested today because I think Alexander Isak, one of the most informed strikers in the Premier League, fantastic striker. He really plays on the shoulder of strikers, of the last defender as well, which I think is huge because this Arsenal team can get caught in behind at times. We've seen as well Gabriel kind of be a little bit sloppy. If Isak pulls into those positions in between the fullback, in between the centre back, then I believe he'll be able to maybe exploit some of those opportunities when Arsenal are attacking and Newcastle hit them on the counter-attack. Alexander Isak, for me, one of the signings of the season so far. And we are going to be doing our top 5 signings of the season in this live stream as well. So that will be coming up for you guys very, very soon. Gabriel Jesus, Saka, Martinelli.
Yep.
It feels like we haven't seen that front three for a while.
Trossard came in, didn't he, recently?
Arsenal.
Martinelli was dropped. I think there's Arsenal fans saying Saka could have been dropped in terms of his maybe fitness as opposed to his form. I think Arsenal got a lot of pressure under these lads to break down this Newcastle side. Newcastle, even though they've got, they're fighting for top 4, they've almost got it sort of nailed on in that regard. So the Arsenal lot are going up there now at St James's Park, and they have to break down this back line. It's going to be very, very hard. They struggled at the Emirates to do it against Newcastle. So I think the pressure is on Arsenal, especially in the first 20 minutes. They have to make sure they don't concede early. They've been doing that in the last 4 weeks. Arsenal cannot concede early in this game because it could be any.
Do you think
scoreline.
Arsenal win this game?
I think it's a draw, 1-1. Yeah,
I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm inclined to see that as being a potential outcome of this game. Who do you think scores?
I think Isaac scores. I think he's been in unbelievable form. I see Gary Jesus getting one. He's a 1 in 3 kind of striker. He hasn't scored for a bit, so I think I could see him getting one today.
I've had a horrendous time on Super 6, by the way. I've gone for a 2-2 with this one. I've got like 2 points this week, and that was just off the fact that I got Man City.
2 points?
Got Man
That's
City
embarrassing.
correct.
You're closer to
2 points.
Adam's closer to 0 than 10.
Adam, you're relegation.
That's pathetic.
Mate,
I thought
People pay you for your
Tottenham were
football
going to
opinions,
lose.
bruv.
I thought
Who's
Chelsea
paying
were going to
you for
lose.
mate,
I
you
thought
only
Villa
got
were
Man
gonna
City
win.
right.
I think you should
And I
give
thought Brentford were going to
Super
win.
6 a refund for sponsoring the
Why?
channel.
It's
from
free.
your section of it.
It's free, people, to play Super 6.
Mate,
you
you're
can join our league
bro,
as
you're a
well,
professional
where you could maybe
pundit.
beat me. Club S6.
2
is the
points.
Mate, 2 is bad, Adam.
What are you on? View current.
On view current rounding. 4.
That's pathetic.
Well, double you mean. Double.
I don't have my phone. What score did I get? I don't have my phone.
Double the points tally.
He got 0
6.
points.
I got 6. Come on. We're winning, lads. I don't have my phone, but we're winning today, lads.
Do you know what score you've got on this game?
I must have said a 1-1 draw. There's no way I'm putting Arsenal. Yeah, 2-2 draw. A draw nonetheless. But
What have I said?
it's a tough game, lads. Newcastle
So
away.
basically, it's all to play for on this game. It's great fun, isn't it, this game? It's great fun, this game, because it allows you to have your own little individual challenges, as well as playing a game for free, totally for free, potentially winning £250,000.
Super 6, sponsor the channel. They've been very courteous to do so. And then they've got Adam representing himself as the big Man United fan on the channel in the whole YouTube sphere. He gets 2 points. You could have given your mum your phone, and she would have got 4 points randomly. just doing
Do you know
1-1.
what? Law of
0-0.
averages. Law of averages. You get more than 2 points.
It's 2-1
if you were to
2-1
if you were to just give
Who
somebody.
expected Chelsea to win this weekend?
I did.
I did.
No.
No, I didn't actually.
No.
You don't back your own team on Super 6.
No, I did actually.
I say City winning every single game all the time.
Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Pathetic. Bournemouth.
Well, mate, we haven't won in.
They're not even a city.
Hey, Lampard hadn't won in 10.
They're a village. They're a fishing village on the south
What
coast.
is it with you and villages, bro?
I'm just saying, but how are
Because
they a
he's from
Premier League
one.
team?
You're from
No,
Bristol,
from
bro.
one.
I'm from City.
But Bournemouth
One
and
of the
Bristol
most-
are very comparable.
No, they're not.
Very
No,
comparable.
Bristol's closer to London than it is Bournemouth in terms of.
No, but they're very comparable in terms
What's
of what
that
they
got to do
represent.
with anything?
No,
is,
in terms
is how good Bristol is just its proximity to London?
Yeah, you're a gateway town. You're a commuter town.
Oh yeah, mate, we're really close to London.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of Londoners coming to
people,
Bristol,
like people
unfortunately.
from Milton Keynes.
Really?
say that.
Who?
Yeah. People that want to live in Bristol, cheaper rents, and then they commute to London for work.
It's too far to commute.
Yeah, they
surely.
do.
That's a
No, they
big
do.
old commute.
Well,
It's a big
I know
commute.
people that do that. So,
What,
But
do they
also very
fly in
expensive
to
train
City?
line.
yeah, it's a terrible train
Very
line.
expensive train line.
Terrible train
Every
line.
train line's terrible.
Very
Yeah,
expensive one as well.
unfortunately.
For more good chat like this, make sure you click subscribe.
Yeah, but get
We're comparing
Super
train,
Train line
Club
chat.
S6.
Should
Please
we do
join
this in
our
the
league.
summer, lads? Should we
Train
do
line.
train line chat in the summer?
We could do that.
Should we play
could do
Monopoly?
service
On a
station.
train.
Monopoly.
Podcast on a train.
Podcast on a train.
Are you good at any board game?
Yeah, I'm fantastic at Monopoly. I just understand, market prices and stuff
Oh,
like that.
what a
And,
load of
honestly,
old
I
tosh,
completely understand the market space.
Do you believe some of the stuff that comes out of your mouth?
I do.
sometimes?
I just said it. I'm
Yeah,
amazing
but
at Monopoly.
can you believe it? Do you go home, watch
Honestly.
the streams back and think, oh.
No, I never rewatch the streams. I just move on. I live in the present moment.
Yeah,
I
we
look
could
back at
tell
old
because you
work.
never look to improve on anything.
That's why I got 2 points.
Do you know
in
what
the
though?
Super Six this week.
This game is so big for Arsenal. Like not even necessarily in terms of their title ambition. Like I think you could say that they desperately need to win. They're still dreaming of the title, maybe. But you know, for the progress, to be the club that they want to be moving in the right direction. Remember, they went to Newcastle last year to play a Newcastle team. Around this time, a Newcastle team who had nothing to play for and they got beat. Effectively, they got there and win today. They're playing a better Newcastle team, a Newcastle team who are going to be in the Champions League next year. It would be a statement to keep the title race going for another week, to put the pressure on Manchester City, to be waiting for them to have developed as they hope to have done. I think they need to get something.
There was a moment in the Aguero season where it was the penultimate game of the season. Newcastle United away for Man City. Yaya Toure scores a goal from 25 yards. The curler, I don't know if you remember that. That we took the game by the scruff of the neck. They were going for the Champions League. I think that was the Papi Cissa Demba Ba season. I think for Newcastle, unbelievable under Alan Pardew, and we beat them, comfortably.
What to win on the way to winning the league?
And Yaya Toure took the ball from 25 yards, curled it. He took the game by the scruff of the neck.
He was really.
You need Arsenal players. I'm not seeing enough of that. I'm not seeing those Yaya Toure performances.
Do you know the
Aguero's
other thing?
company.
Yeah,
Where
you
are they?
right. Do you know the other thing as well? You know the big players, the players that we assume are going to be like the standout players for Arsenal. So maybe the likes of Odegaard would be one. Maybe Zinchenko would be one. Maybe Gabriel Jesus. Just the personality. Thomas Partey certainly. They shrunk.
Yeah,
I don't think that's sort of harsh or unjust of me. Arsenal fans in the chat here may be disagreeing with me, but I feel like the players that were meant to step up. Even Bukayo Saka is quite a good example of this. He missed that penalty at West Ham United.
Yeah, that was a big moment.
Like that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like taking those moments, carpe in a diem.
Yeah,
That's when you do it. See, mate, I can bring Latin to the chat.
I thought you were talking about fish.
carpe diem.
But look, I just think that maybe look, I think Arteta's made some mistakes as well. Maybe played too strong a team in the Europa League.
That's a big
at points,
factor.
whatever.
And there's not enough rotation. I think he's not trusted Trossard enough.
But his big play, they should play Trossard way more. But I think his big players have let him down as well.
I mean, you look at, I just mentioned Yaya Toure playing in a two with Gareth Barry, so it's a massive responsibility. Partey's in one of a three, and he's trying to flip the ball over people, and he's not acting with the utmost kind of professionalism to win a Premier League title. We all know around this table, it takes fine
especially
margins.
now, especially at this point of the season. Like now's the time to get it right. Now's the time not to make your mistakes.
Flicking the ball over Declan Rice, I think,
and getting
honestly,
done.
And people say Arsenal fans slag me off and I'm being too biased and all that. Sorry, if that was my side, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be livid with him. But little moments like that when he shot, he was a bit,
shot at the end of the game against Bournemouth. When he shot at the end of the game against Bournemouth, like obviously I wanted Arsenal to get nothing out of that game. I was desperate for that game to finish a draw, and at the time I felt like Arsenal were going to do it again. Even I was frustrated. I was
Odegaard giving the ball away to Haaland at the Etihad.
Yeah,
First time you've got to be able to trust his first touch.
Defensive.
But everything you said about
Get his nutmeg to Anfield.
You said it about Zinchenko.
People talk about Trent.
I really push back at
People
you.
talk about Trent an awful lot about his defensive lapses and stuff, and I get it. I see.
I mean, that's true.
No, but they kind of overlook Zinchenko's. Zinchenko has as many, if not more.
Yeah, he'll never be a world class left
crucial
back.
ones. He got hooked at Old Trafford at half time.
Yeah. He'll never be world class as a left back. He's a jack of all trades, master of none, and that might. It is. I'm not.
All right,
he's
calm
not.
down.
Is he going to be world class? Okay, give me a position. He'll be world class.
I don't think he'll be world class.
No,
exactly.
That doesn't mean he can't have a great career.
Really good footballer.
He could still be a great player without being world class.
He's never going to be a really good left back.
He's been a really good left
He's
back
already
this
a really
season.
good left back. But what I'm saying is,
I think
sometimes he has defensive lapses.
I think
which
Gabriel
aren't-
and Saliba
people
have
don't
covered him a lot. I think
Saliba being out has really hit them, hasn't it?
Zinchenko should be defensively be able to do the basics defensively, not get nutmegged.
So do you want?
at
Hang on a
Anfield.
minute. This is going to be quite interesting because at one point Arsenal was strengthening a position of strength. That left back position, they had Kieran Tierney. Tierney was kind of iconic in his short sleeves and his Tesco carrier bag and whatever. Then they signed Zinchenko. Are you sort of here suggesting that they need to improve at left back?
What Arsenal fans will say about oil, money, City, and all that. Ultimately, whatever you say about the money at City, we realise
Arsenal are an incredibly affluent club as well.
That's what I'm trying to say. If they want to be at Man City standards, which is 4 Premier League titles in the last 5 years, potentially 3 in a row, potentially this season, Man City looked at Zinchenko and said, "We don't need him at left back. He's not a world class left back. We looked at Cucurella. Obviously, that didn't go well for Chelsea, but we looked at a real left
Went very
back.
well for you.
We're looking at a couple of left backs this summer as well to improve because we don't think Nathan Ake is probably a long term. So City are trying to perfect the finer margins of the squad, and Zinchenko cost us in the Champions League final. That is just the reality of it. And all big clubs do that.
Do you honestly? This is really interesting because
Did you see that super chat?
No, I didn't see that.
Paid £10 for us to have an arm wrestle. I think it's totally uncalled for, and I think it's unfair. And Tom,
I mean, I can tell
Tom,
you immediately.
I love you, Tom.
I can tell you immediately.
The West
I
Midlands
lose
is
that.
feeling it right now, brother. Trust me. That's fucked up, man.
Mate, we'll talk off air.
It's just been brought up. So I
Who
mean,
put that on the scrin?
Who put it out?
Jack's a nasty little kid, mate. Nasty.
laughing. He said,
He's laughing.
It's a Snapchat. You got to read it out. That's what he said.
If anyone from Pitch Side's ever rewatching the
even.
stream, that was Jack who put it on the screen, not us. We have no power behind this desk.
Okay, if we're going to talk about it, like what's going on? Are they live at the moment? Like
No, they're not. Obviously, not live.
they're not live.
They're obviously
But
not
sometimes, mate, I'm very much the show must go on mentality. I'm serious. The show must go on. Like I went to theatre school, man. The show must go on. The show takes.
You know what?
I think
them boys have had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Yesterday, getting loads of views at Anfield, and today Tom goes and breaks his arm for them, and now gets him even more
A message
views.
from the club. I hope that he's doing okay,
seriously,
and all the best to him and
jokes
Pitch Side.
aside.
That's horrible, and I'm assuming they've handled it very
We're
well.
a player down
professionally.
now as well for England, Scotland. That's horrendous.
Right now.
Oh, he's a good footballer as well. Played in the what was it, the school league in America or something, Florida or
I
something.
think he was basically.
Sunday league in America.
Wow.
What did you see?
Did you not see that save? Like Newcastle were a Rizzler paper away from going 1-0 up there after 1 minute.
Do you know what I mean?
Starters, you mean to go on, Arsenal?
Oh, the way you reacted, I thought Arsenal were about to score.
No, Newcastle. God.
That's embarrassing from Arsenal.
Starters, you
already.
mean to go on.
Yeah,
There
love
is
to
something.
Tom.
Do you know what? Right, you know when a team demonstrates the same problem kind of time and time again. Tottenham are quite a good example of this. Everton are quite a good example of this. Tottenham are a good example. Everton are a good example. Arsenal are a good example on some level. Arsenal are demonstrating that there is a slight weakness time and time again.
Yep.
How do you fix a problem that doesn't seem to be salvageable by personnel? It seems to be endemic in the club rather. It's in the shirt, isn't it, rather than in the players?
Is that what you're seeing with this Arsenal decline in the last few weeks? Is related to maybe the weight of expectation at Arsenal?
Well, there's something. What I can't understand, right? Look, they're in again. What I can't understand is Arsenal, over the past 20 years, have demonstrated an ability to flop.
Yeah.
They've demonstrated an ability to be a bit of there's an underbelly.
Yep.
They can be bullied, they can be hassled, and a lot of people will say that when it really comes on top, Arsenal will capitulate. You don't look. There's been nobody. Oh, look, they hit the post. I thought it was a save. Nobody in this current Arsenal team that are mid-capitulation, arguably. Nobody in this Arsenal team were around when William Gallas was crying on the pitch at St Andrews.
No. Yeah.
But the same thing is happening.
Yeah, same
the
energy.
Tottenham players
the
that
same?
the Tottenham players that are capitulating
the
at the
same,
moment are the same. Is the same energy that capitulated.
Well, I mean,
It's not the same energy as
it's
Gallas.
very similar.
Gallas on the
Yeah, it is,
pitch
bro.
crying.
Well, no, but they've
Because of a
having
leg
his hands
break,
on
and
the
that was
floor.
horrible. But in relation to, I think the last
No, but
the last side in the Premier League to be leading the Premier League as much as they have and not win it is actually Arsenal in 2008. I think it is with Nasri and
ultimately,
Fabregas and all that.
Arsenal
So-
were never a team that should have been challenging for the league or even winning the league.
when.
This season, they've never been that team that
But
should
they
have.
are. They're 8
They
points clear.
overachieved,
They were 8
and
points clear.
Arteta did a lot more than people expected him to do with a lot less.
But they were top of the league for 90%.
They were.
If you're leading
But
a
I
race,
never expected
80%
them
of the
to
way,
win the league,
you
bro.
should-
City always had a couple of game in hand.
Your
They
expectation.
always had to play each other.
There was a time when you did think they could win it. There was a
why
time.
would- no,
Initially, I know you said absolutely not. But there was
I
a
think
time when you kind of went,
yeah,
I think it's going to
immediately after I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
when they beat Villa, I thought
You flip flop like
Oh,
every week is a different
Oh,
outcome from you.
how
Every 1 minute you're Arsenal,
how
next
is
minute's
Rory
Man
Jennings
City.
and Buvey
No,
Buvington going to call me a flip flop?
No, I didn't.
I said City
I
in the
didn't. I
first
just
week.
said that. You know when you went.
Two
I
biggest
never.
flip flops here.
No, I mean, I didn't really flip flop. I said Arsenal win the league all the time.
what are you on about?
Yeah.
Oh, be it, lads.
throughout-
I'm the only consistent one on the channel.
No, you're not.
You two are both flip flops.
No, I've said, mate, I'm wrong.
It's fair enough.
I'm wrong again.
Yeah.
So
I've been
I'm wrong.
consistently
They're not
right.
going to win it. But I did say that Arsenal were going to win
We
it all
can't
the
just be
time.
right. Oh, I was right, and then I'm wrong. Then
No,
I'm
I
right,
was
then
never
I'm wrong,
right. I
then
was
I'm
wrong.
right.
No,
Well, I've been right the whole season. So
Yeah,
there's levels
you
to this
did
game,
say
lads.
City. Yeah, you did say City. The point that I'm trying to get to here is that is there a thing in a club where the culture is so ingrained in one particular way that it's not about the personnel. Like, almost, I wonder, if you were to take all of the Arsenal players out of this team, put all the City players in an Arsenal kit, do they capitulate?
I think there is. I over romanticize the history of football, and because obviously I'm a massive football fan, I look at Man City when we won the Premier League with Aguero. That was the most Man City way of winning the league. Like Paul Dickov, that goal last minute as well. You know, there's always been a thing with Man City winning things last minute. Being clunky and winning things. Never, you know, when we won the Premier League with 100 points, even then we kind of semi-bottled it with Man United losing that game. So City have always got an identity of, we always make it hard for ourselves. So I don't know if Arsenal have got the identity of maybe they're a little bit, they've got a lot of weight on the club to win things or whatever it is.
Yeah, there's just something.
Spurs have got we've talked about it on the show. You know, Spurs have got this kind of identity of bottling it.
Tottenham are a very good example of this. There was a time when Tottenham were the best team over 2 calendar years. And they won nothing for it. Arsenal, you know, the year that Tottenham didn't win the league, Arsenal should have won that league. I remember Danny Welbeck scored at the
Emirates
against Leicester, and at that point, you thought, oh my god,
we all thought, Leicester,
and they didn't. Like, is there something
mad?
Yeah, I just can't understand. Like, you know, how do you fundamentally change the culture of a club? Obviously, it's happened. It's happened at City. It's happened at Chelsea.
The reality is,
it's happened at Manchester United.
I was going to ask this
way.
about you about Chelsea because it'd been a good few decades since you won the league before Mourinho in 05.
Bang on 50 years.
50 years.
Bang on 50. That's 55 to 05.
So what broke the hoodoo of that
Mourinho.
was the pure class of that squad that you had. You know, you brought in 11 players that summer, roughly.
Do you know what it was?
World-class players.
Honestly, do you know what it was? Do you know what actually changed Chelsea? Do you know it was Mourinho?
Yeah.
It was we obviously had a wonderful crop of players in that 05 season, but we'd had other really good crops of players. Like, we'd been knocking on the door for a little while. We were in the Champions League already, for example, and I think in the 7 years before Mourinho came to Chelsea had won a lot of silverware, and I think only Manchester United, Liverpool and Arsenal had won more points. So we were kind of knocking on the door, but we were never going to win a league. Mourinho came in, and suddenly you were like, we're never not going to win this league.
Yeah.
But I think you need that. And I don't know if Arteta... I think Arsenal need a Mourinho, don't they?
Although, I say that, Arsenal had just come on the back of they were invincible season, wasn't it?
Yes.
Where you won the league.
Yeah. They were 04, we were 05.
United were in a little bit of a rebuilding phase, but there was... Yeah.
No, but
Arsenal should have been... Yeah.
Oh, whoa!
Handball, penalty. Penalty to Newcastle.
Mate, this could be you celebrating the league. He's too busy with his super smoothie. Look at that. Look, he's too busy. You see how delicate he was with his super smoothie. You've missed the penalty. Arsenal have done it again.
Cheers, boys.
It's happened again to Arsenal.
Saddest cheers I've ever done.
Football
the
always the winner, lads.
Cheers I've ever
That's
done.
handball. That's handball, lads.
It's given, Boo.
Nah, his hands are by his side, bro.
Mate, I mean, City winning the league.
That's not handball.
Oh, man, they're bottling it. I knew they'd bottle it.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah.
Do you want to have a situation where
that's not
you win the league
bro.
by default? Like, do you want them to lose a game, which effectively gives you the league, or do you want to win?
Leicester won the league that way, and that was so. That was the only
anticlimactic.
That was the only poor thing for them is that they're sat at home on a Thursday night or whatever it was.
Yeah, and Chelsea beat Tottenham, or Chelsea drew with Tottenham.
Was that a Wednesday night? Wasn't it under the line?
It was
his knee.
It's not.
No, it's a penalty, Adam. What are you going on about?
His knee, you dick.
What are you on about? That's his arm.
VAR again coming in handy.
Oh, come on, man.
I think that's
a penalty.
It's hit his knee. I know you want it to be a goal against Arsenal.
So there is that.
I'd rather VAR doesn't exist.
That's hit his knee.
Do you know what? Can we just discount the penalty chat for a moment and just look how easy Newcastle get a shot off on the edge of the box? Look how many Arsenal players are back, and how is there? Look at that. Look at that.
There's no leadership. That is no leadership of
I just can't believe
nominating a player to positionally pick up someone on the edge of the box. That's
but it's also like just football acumen, isn't it? You know, if you've got a player loitering on the edge of the box, what's he done?
That should you don't need to go to a screen there. You do not need to go to a screen.
Look the way he runs as well.
You need to tell him,
dickheads,
mate. It's hit his knee.
These guys are dickheads, man.
What? He's gone. Oh, excuse me, mate. It's hit his knee, so you need to go look at the screen. Since when? It's hit his knee.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The way he runs as well. What's this guy's name?
Why are we going to the screen here?
Why do you care?
The way he runs is annoying.
What's wrong? What about you? Bet it's quicker than
What
you.
do you mean? Yeah, bring on a marathon. Yeah, good chat, mate.
Yeah. Go
I
on.
didn't even think he was doing that. You just dropped yourself in it. I think you were talking about sprints, and you suddenly brought up your 7-hour
Well,
marathon.
you couldn't do sprints. I'm quicker than both of you at sprints.
I love that every week he's going to be an hour added to this marathon.
Yeah, I don't think you didn't complete the marathon.
I'm quicker than both of you at every.
Bruv, you just run a
distance of
7-hour
running.
marathon, mate. Like I saw. Do you know there was a woman who ran the marathon?
You should
who's
have done a
69
video.
years old.
That would have banged,
do you know there was a woman
I
who's
completed
69 years old
24-hour marathon.
who ran it faster than you? 69, bro.
That's a penalty, lad.
She's a pensioner.
That's a penalty, lad.
She's
Can
been
we talk
collecting her
about football?
pension
We're
for
not here to
4
talk about
years.
running.
Penalty.
She's
Right.
collecting her pension for 4
The
years.
referee gives this is
How's that
horrendous.
not a
She's
penalty?
faster than you.
What's he doing then?
He's overruling it.
It's not a
that
penalty
doing?
because it's not a penalty. But
No penalty.
Oh my god!
Correct decision made by VAR.
Why?
Because it's hit his knee.
Booth, as much as I want it to be a penalty, it
I
wasn't.
can't see that for me.
Booth, what is
The
it?
TV's closer to
Arsenal.
your thing.
Arsenal.
That was embarrassing.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it
That was
was
one of my
embarrassing.
favourite moments.
It was
Really?
embarrassing, Booth, when you said that.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
If it's that embarrassing, delete the clip then. No, delete the clip. It's embarrassing for Adam to be associated with
No,
me.
we want
It's done
you to be
millions of
embarrassed
views on
yourself.
social media for the club. Okay, delete the clip now, please.
So if you get millions of views, it's automatically not embarrassing.
It's justified because people found it entertaining.
No. Club S6 on the Super 6.
How many people in the Super 6 mini league, lads? Can I get a number?
Just under 5,600.
5,600.
We got about 5,500.
55. All right. If we get to 6,000, we got to do a dare on the stream today.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
6,000 on the stream, and you can pick the dare.
We've got
okay?
55,43.
55. If we get 6,000 today, lads. Okay, let's do it, lads. Come
I
on.
mean, we've seen how this went for us before with your marathon time, and it just didn't go great. If we
What
get
do you mean?
5,600, we will do. Buvey will do.
I'm not doing
I
nothing
dare.
for that. That's a terrible
I
number.
dare you to do the marathon
I'm doing the
quicker than 6 hours. How about that?
Mate, 7 hours. It
You
wasn't
guys
6
are
hours.
nasty.
It was
Jack,
7
Jack in the back room, Elliot, you're all nasty lot. I'm the only nice
seven-
one here.
it was
I'm the only
7 hours.
charitable.
It
By
was
the way, I'm the only charitable nice person
You're not the
on
only
the
charitable
club.
person. I've run 2 marathons
Yeah.
for charity, both under 4 hours. Like your 7-hour marathon.
What? So you're the quicker the time, the more money you raise for charity. Is that the
Yes.
case? No, it's not.
A lot of people doubled the sponsorship
You wanna
if
say
I
a
did
man
it
that's
sub
been
4.
through
I was
that?
going to double
I-
yours if you did sub 4.
You never told me that. I would have actually ran a sub 4.
No, you did 7, bro.
No, I did the first half quick, and I thought I'd
You
just
did
take it
6
easy.
hours.
No,
and
no.
57.
I was listening
Mate,
to a podcast. I was listening to a podcast, lads.
Were you like? I'm not even joking.
got lost.
because when I did it, like
Yeah.
lots of people finish around 4 hours. Then it gets a bit like, were they like packing up?
Yeah, but when
like,
you were
seriously.
doing it, there was a different.
No, but
it was a different
Booth,
distance.
were
It was
they-
an 1895 or whatever. It was about. It was about 20 miles.
Help me understand.
Yeah.
No, a marathon is a marathon. The whole point
No,
of
it's
a
always,
marathon
it's
is
changed. It's actually
26.2.
changed over the
26.2
history.
miles.
No, it's changed over the years. It's changed.
No, the definition of a marathon is the distance that the geezer marathon ran
No, but
in Athens.
it's changed.
It hasn't changed.
Queen Victoria changed it because she wanted it to end at Buckingham Palace.
Surely they just extend it
No.
elsewhere. It's 26.2
Yeah.
miles. That
But
is a marathon.
before that,
if you
there
run
was-
it in
there
Paris,
was a lot of
Brighton,
dispute.
New York,
Yeah,
Boston,
length of a
But
marathon
before that,
never changed.
it wasn't unified. It changed
not a
every
marathon.
Length
Olympic.
of a marathon
Anyway,
never
anyway,
changed.
can I
It
ask-
has before.
Can I ask you a genuine question about this?
Yeah.
You know when you cross the finishing line, not taking the piss,
Who
was anyone
there?
else there?
Yeah. Were they packing
like
up?
was,
What
the
you
finishing, was the finishing line still there? Like were they putting down the fences and that?
Honestly, I beat
They were putting up
thousands
the
of people.
sign for
at
next
that.
year's
I did.
London
I beat
Marathon.
No,
thousands
no,
of
you
people.
must have finished in the last 5%.
No, not 5%.
You must have finished in the last 5%.
No.
Was the finishing line still there and people were clapping in that?
Yeah, it
Was it still
a lovely
daylight?
day out.
Was it
lovely
still
day
daylight?
out.
Was it still daylight?
Lovely day out. I met an
You were
Arsenal
the
fan who's
backmarker, innit?
watching the clock. I beat. By the way, I finished. I could barely move. Pulled every muscle in the body going, and an Arsenal fan came behind me. That's classic. Came second in a race to me.
No, but a lot of Arsenal fans would have beat you because a lot of people beat you, and therefore,
Yeah.
like
And you were in London.
you finished in the last
Well, no,
5%.
Arsenal fans weren't really running the marathon. They're all sat in Gales talking about all these football transfers they're going to do in the.
Oh my God, Odegaard has just scored from
Odegaard
about
scored a
100.
fantastic
That Nick
goal.
Pope keep, I'm telling you, mate. That
Shouldn't
keep.
save that. That's not
That
savable, was it?
Of course he's saying
got-
he's
he got
shot from the halfway
blindsided.
line, mate. Shot from the halfway
He's
line.
clapping. He's clapping.
He's shouting at everyone
Mate.
else. I hate goalkeepers when they do
Mate,
that.
I just don't.
That's
don't.
a superb goal,
It's a
by the way.
look, it's a very good goal, but I'm afraid the key, unless I've got this right, I may have got this wrong.
I
I've
think
seen
you
it
got it
once. I don't think I have.
I think you have. But
Have a look.
that's what
I'm
I'm
interested
your
in
football
I'm interested in
experience. You're a very experienced football pundit.
Tell me when you pick it up now. Do you think I'm wrong with being
Let's have a
hard?
look, let's have a
Am
look.
I being harsh on the keeper here, or should he save it? Look how far out he is,
No.
and it's a.
Oh,
The
it's
keeper's
gone
position.
through some people though, bro.
He's not even. He's not even
hang
expecting
on.
a shot.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
You don't think that
I think you credit Erdegaard.
It's gone through legs.
it's gone through legs, but the keeper should be there, surely.
He's
Keeper's not even stretched
He's a big keeper.
So was I harsh
Do you
or
think
was I
he's
correct?
gambled that it's going wide, sort of thing? Like,
I just don't think
He's
he's
not
not
even-
I
gambled
think
on
his
it going
positioning.
no
wrong.
movement.
I just think his positioning's
I
all
think
wrong.
Odegaard caught him out with a quick shot as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good effort.
It's very well played.
I
from
think it's
Odegaard.
50-50. It's a bit of the keeper's mistake, but it's also a bit of genius from Odegaard.
It's 100% genius.
It's 50%
Like it's very
genius,
no,
50%
it's not.
bad
It's
keeping.
not. It's 100%. He's done very well, Odegaard. But I think that the keeper should do very well and save it.
Yeah, he should be.
Instead of that, Odegaard's done
The
very
keeper
well,
doesn't
and the
even
keeper's
have
done
to do
nothing.
very well to save it.
Yeah, keeper
He'll
should
be
do
one
his
of the
job.
first they move on in the next couple of years. Pope. I think. He's done. He'll be. I mean, we're talking about Shea Given at the start. You know, Mancini we had a couple of years of Shea Given with Mark Hughes, and then he got Joe Hart in, who thought had a higher ceiling.
Who else do you think is
Shea Givens.
Who else is like in
better
trouble
keeper
here
as
at
well.
Newcastle? Like what other? You know, if Newcastle Champions League, the money,
Sure.
Eddie Howe, who do you think?
The centre back. I think Botman needs to
Callum
be
Wilson, I'm
world class.
telling you, bro.
No, Botman's
He's not good.
Botman's.
Wait, you're saying players will phase out?
Yeah.
I'm saying Shaw will eventually be phased out for me. I think he's a player. Murphy, the Murphys of the world.
Do you think they'll look to
Longstaff.
Do you think they'll? No, he's good. He's done all right.
No, you're talking
We're
about Champions
we're
League.
looking at.
You're talking about Champions League.
No, but you need a squad, don't you? You don't just like.
Well, if they need a squad, I'll sit on the bench. I mean, anyone can sit on the
for
bench.
example, do you think they try and improve and find a different kind of player for St. Maximin?
Oh, St. Maximin's a defo off.
Off.
Yeah, he's overrated.
Do you think they try and
big
improve on Callum Wilson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Isaac will stay, and then it will be two.
I think the weird thing about Newcastle is they're making this push for top four, and I know they've had a lot of investment, but that represents only a few players.
The touch that is by
the
Willock.
same squad that Steve Bruce
And
had.
it's a pass by
Go on,
Willock. That
go
was
on,
fantastic.
Go on, hit the ball. Hit the ball.
Mate.
Who's that?
It's
Murphy.
Yeah.
Murphy. He's
Who did he play for
championship.
before Newcastle Palace?
Cardiff City.
I love how all three of us said different teams.
Yeah, but I think I'm right. Am I right, lads? Who's right? Cardiff City.
Norwich.
Sorry,
Yeah.
his brother. Yeah, but I'm half right. I'm half right.
What are the chances of that?
I'm half right.
You're not.
His
Stop saying half right.
Bruv.
His brother plays for Cardiff City.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with anyone?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Mate. Yeah, that's.
I just got confused
Do you
between the
know
Murphys.
what? I was telling Jack this earlier. Do you know what I tried to do? Like, I don't watch the Championship, right? I thought I want to know a bit about Company's team. Like, I'm hearing what he's doing at Burnley. It feels like really exciting. I don't watch the Championship ever, therefore let me try and like find something out about this. Went online, found an article about Vincent Kompany at Burnley. 6,000 words. I read the first two paragraphs. I thought, fuck this.
6,000 words.
Stupid.
That's a dissertation, almost.
Like, also, isn't a skill of writing making something complex,
Yeah, exactly.
like telling me that story in 800 words, and then I can read it.
It might have been 18,000 before he put it out, though.
He condensed it down from
He
that.
did condense it. Yeah.
That's why my Twitter is so genius, lads, because I say Varsenal with a laughing
What are you
emoji.
about? You just
It's
paid
actually,
for extra characters,
not-
you dick.
Sorry, I've not paid for anything. Well,
You
you see my
have.
bank account statements? No, you haven't.
yeah.
Well, you've seen them, so that's fraud then.
Yeah.
You're committing fraud. Well done. You've opened my letters. Well done, mate. You've opened my letters. You know, that is, you could get served time in prison for opening someone's
We
letters.
thought you were dead when you didn't come back from the marathon.
Yeah, no,
So I had to-
there
I had to
was a
open your
time
letters.
when we thought you were dead. There was a time when we were tracking you, and we were like, shit, he's actually dead. Like, there's no sign of him. There's no moving. He hasn't moved. Has he
Yeah.
fallen over?
Elliot
Like, he
sent you GPS and he was like, "That's
Mate,
scared. He hasn't moved."
honestly, Buvey, there was a time for
stopped
1 hour
flashing.
you moved about 10 yards.
No, that must be the bad signal. It's bad signal around
No,
the
no,
marathon.
no.
There's
You-
thousands
you
of
had to
people
sit
using
down
the
or something.
phone. No.
You had to
They
sit down.
I didn't sit
signal it
down.
up so that they know
I didn't
who's
sit
first.
down.
and
I was
whatnot.
walking very slowly, but I didn't.
No,
sit
we
down.
were very worried about you.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I pulled every muscle in the body, lads. I've never even felt anything like it.
No.
Honestly.
No, it's just levels of fitness, isn't it? Just levels of fitness, mate.
The woman that won it, though,
she's
what a
amazing.
story. And she pulled her groin mid-race. and
Was
she
she?
gets
Did
2
she
hours out
win
of
the
it.
overall race?
Yeah.
Or was she just
the women's
fastest
race.
woman? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
But no, the record is that Elliot Kimchonge, who's actually part of your. You know, if Jim Ratcliffe buys Manchester United, he'll be part of your, because Ineos and that guy, he did a sub 2 hour marathon.
But that wasn't a fit. That
Yeah,
was
it wasn't because of the
closed-
trainers or something.
Yeah, they had.
Because of the
It
trainers.
was like 6 people running it, and they had different.
Yeah, it was it was
pace
designed.
setters.
It was designed completely for him to.
But not a
break
racetrack in
sub two.
Berlin or something.
It was in
am I-
Austria.
I thought it was Berlin. I might be wrong.
But yeah, I think the whole point of it was to go sub 2. But even so, even with all the conditions and the trainers,
Amazing.
sub 2.
What was he? He was running 14 kilometers an hour for
And
2
do
hours.
you know what he did?
Oh, that's
You'll
not a
empathise with this. Do you know what he
foul,
did?
ref.
He ran his final mile faster than he ran his first mile. Like, can you imagine sprinting effectively?
Obviously,
in
not
the
to
final
compare myself to that guy, but I did my final. I'm not. Don't laugh.
You are.
Honestly,
Hang on, I don't know if I can let this happen. Do I need to like intervene?
honestly,
here? You don't need to
I
hear
had
this,
an
do you?
energy gel. Yeah. I couldn't find any throughout the whole race. That was another mistake in mine.
Aren't people giving you?
Because I was so far back, so I started
Can
an
I
hour
just ask
late
you
at the
one
race.
quick question. I need to
After the
interject.
energy gel, I did 5 minutes K's and all.
Can you concede this? I remember sitting in a pub with you
Yeah.
near Hackney Central,
Yeah.
and I said to you, "Are you on the gels? Have you been training with your gels?" And you went, "All natural, mate. I'm having an all natural birth." Do you remember? And I went, "Mate, you should really practice with the gels." You went, "No, all natural."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Were people not handing you like jelly babies and that as you were running?
No, I don't like jelly babies.
Nobody likes them.
Because you don't like them.
Nobody likes
What's that gonna do?
You're a big
The
fan of the
energy.
gels. Like, no,
Yeah, but the gels are proper. Like they've got
jelly
like
babies
400
are
calories in
amazing
them.
for it. Jelly
Yeah,
babies.
no, I just couldn't do it. I don't like the texture.
Whenever I've gone to support, I'll always like hand them out jelly babies and that. Eat a lot myself.
You go to support the London Marathon.
Yeah,
I've had
it's a
mates
nice
run-
day
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Oh, you
Adam,
had mates.
I've had mates.
You had
run-
mates
yeah.
from
Yeah,
you.
it's a
Alright,
nice day out,
I was a
Adam.
bit
It's
worried.
It's a good drink today. It's a good drink marathon day, you know.
Usually sunny and all
pubs
that.
Yeah, if you go down to Deptford early, like the pubs
What
will
are you
open
doing?
at 9.
Twiddling your thumbs in Birmingham? You got to do some different thing. What? All you do is watch football and go to sleep. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
You know, you got to get out of the house, mate.
What, run 7-hour marathons?
Oh
I got
no!
shit to do, bro.
Oh,
By the way, boys, we've got a few super chats, so I'm going to read them out. Lorenzo, 23.
Are you okay, Elliot?
I've just about.
Yeah, he looks very flustered. I must admit.
raise
You're
the cap
right.
a
look
bit.
very
Raise the
like-
cap a bit.
I've
You
just
look-
about got over seeing Tom Garrett's mangled.
Have you seen it in real life?
Yeah, I've just put him in the car to the hospital.
10 out of 10
He's not in an ambulance.
on the Fox scale.
Ambulance won't come. It just got hospital 2 minutes.
Ambulance won't come.
You've got proof it's
Cost of
happening
living
and
prices,
everything.
bro.
Cost of living.
NHS getting
Support the
mauled.
NHS. Lorenzo says, "Hey lads, great show as always. Quick question: for your clubs, which are the top 3 positions you need to sign players for this summer?"
God, you're joking, aren't you?
Whoa.
Keeper would be our number one problem. I
Really?
think. Well,
Strike-
we'd be
striker?
one of many. I'll go. Should we do it one at a time? So my first selection will be a goalkeeper, Onana,
What's the name?
That's good. A good shout, yeah. I'd have to go left back.
and anyone in mind?
Mendy from Real Madrid is linked. You know,
Striker.
Do you know, I saw
good
Ben
price.
Chilwell was linked with City as well,
yeah, he's signing a new contract, isn't he?
but City.
I don't want Chilwell. I don't think he's good enough in a back 4.
He's
That'd be his
fantastic,
issue.
fantastic.
In a 4,
No,
You can't say that. I don't
Maybe
think
not
you
in a
can-
4. Maybe not in a 4.
I've never seen him play well in a 4.
He's
I
a
need
very
a
he's a very
striker.
good player.
I need a striker first.
Kane.
Kane, Tony, Osimhen. Give me one of them.
Who's the number 1? Kane. Sure.
I think Ten Hag's number 1's Kane.
right.
My number 1 flips and flops and changes.
So typical.
I'd be worried about
typical of
Osman
him.
in terms of being a one-hit wonder. I'm not saying that will happen.
I
It's,
think
You know the
but
one I
there's jeopardy.
I
There's
told
no
you,
jeopardy
I told
about
you
Kane.
Italian league slow.
and he'll probably be the most expensive out of the 3.
I think
because
Kane will edge it because of the
Kane's
England
got
tax.
1 year left in his contract.
1
though.
year.
So what, he goes
So if
90
it's going
mil?
to be 100
No.
mil max. I
100
imagine.
mil.
Do you think it'd be that much of 1 year?
Tottenham won't let him go for that.
I don't know.
I think Daniel Levy would rather keep him until January and let him go 50 million and sell him for.
Do you think?
less than
no,
100
He's
million.
bitter like that.
I really don't think so. I don't think you'll have to pay 100 million for a player with 1 year in his
I
contract.
think if you're not
It's
English,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
you,
the
you
English
won't.
tax, England captain.
I think if you're English, you will.
But surely Kane has, because I don't think people pay 100 million in that circumstance. I think you'd be
Except
really
United.
foolish.
United.
No,
will.
but United would be very foolish to pay 100
Chelsea
million for
will.
a
They
player.
have been for years.
Well, it's a
United
player
will,
they could have
Chelsea
for
will.
free in a year.
No, but
But they don't think long term like that.
United
They
will and
have it for
Chelsea
10
will.
years.
Chelsea are
also a year of
He doesn't
Kane's
come to
last
Chelsea.
5 years is a long time.
You know, they saw Di Maria doing well for Real Madrid. They signed him without any thought of the long term strategy of that. You know, there's loads of Falcao. All these.
No,
What
but
am I
no,
thinking?
hang on, Booth.
Di Maria flop. Falcao flop.
Booth,
Loads
you
of
have to
flops.
use an example about the contract because we're talking specifically about the contract. I don't know Falcao's contract when he signed for Manchester
He was
United,
on loan as well.
but
Yeah. That was still a bad loan
But
deal.
you didn't know that.
No, but-
See,
Well, I
you
did
didn't
know- I
know
did
that.
know
You
that.
didn't know that.
Well,
That's why you went.
the main-
yeah.
Sometimes you've got to prioritise. Sometimes you've got to prioritise the most important information.
Point it out. You go.
Adam,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
you've got to prioritise the most
Um,
important information. The important information
again.
is you not want to leave
Saka's
in
in.
10 years. You don't want to leave in 10 years.
Anyway, Booth. I don't think Manchester United. I mean, they'd be nobody will pay £100 million
I
for a
think
player
they
you can
will.
have for free in a year's time.
Chelsea and Manchester United would.
Chelsea are irrelevant in this conversation because sadly we can't get Kane. You just
Really?
Kane.
Why?
No, we can't. Kane wouldn't come to Chelsea.
Poch.
No way.
I think
Hey,
he comes
no,
to
no, no.
Chelsea. I think there's a
Chelsea.
world that
No,
happens.
his.
I heard.
his
I don't know
loyalty
how
to
much this
Tottenham
is.
can't-
What
I heard
loyalty?
it. I don't know
He's an
how much
Arsenal
this
kid
is
on-
true.
Yeah.
But that Kane's like building some new mansion in London, close to London, and like, why would he want to leave when he's building that now?
I mean, you leave for Manchester United, don't you? Because
He's
you
building a
still want a
mansion.
mansion.
When I heard that, I thought, bruv, you're staying in London.
These guys
You're going
live in
to
a different
There's
Chelsea.
world.
no way.
Because you know how we spoke about earlier. Oh, Gallas played for Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea. We see that a lot. Players don't like to leave London.
Like Jorginho.
Once they're there, they don't want to leave.
Certain players are totally like intertwined into the fabric of the club. And Harry Kane is the
Building a
personification
mansion,
of Tottenham.
We say that like my dad's generation, for example,
That's a
talking
big
about
deal,
their footballers meeting them down the pub and all that, and seeing
What's wrong?
Bobby
What's
Moore owned a pub. Now we're talking about footballers. They got these enterprise deals
So what?
and they're building
what?
mansions.
Let
I think it's
them.
pathetic.
Why?
I think footballers have always
Why
lived
you
in nice
hating,
houses. Though.
Look, they deserve the
Why
money
you
they
hating?
earn, but to the point where they're
They're
building
the
mansions and all that.
0.0001%. Do you moan about fucking Tiger Woods' house or Lewis Hamilton's house?
No.
Or I don't know, some rugby player's house.
Yeah, but they are the Harry Kane's not
Johnny Wilkinson.
Tiger Woods of football.
So what? He's a successful footballer who's one of the best
I'm not saying
in
he
the
doesn't.
world.
Look, the market is dictated. He deserves the money that he gets.
Footballers
I'm not saying
deserve the money
he's
they
not
earn.
stealing. He's not
truly
stealing a
believe
living.
that.
Yeah, but
Look how much money is in football.
you can make
Why
a
shouldn't it
comment.
go to the
Yeah, but Adam,
players?
you can make a comment that overall the amount of football in this game is absolutely ludicrous. We just said
The amount
Harry
of
Kane's-
football in this game.
So the amount of money in football is absolutely ludicrous. It's absolutely crazy.
And you're using Harry Kane to make.
Well, you just said he's
your
building a
example of
mansion, bro. I'm just
What's
picking up
wrong
what
with
you
that?
just said.
Just for the record, he probably already lives in a massive mansion.
There's probably
of course.
dentists that build
I just think
mansions.
it's surreal that we're saying that so casually. Harry
your
Kane
problem?
is building a mansion.
What's wrong with that?
I just think it's a little bit. I don't know.
What is wrong with that?
Anyway, the point I think is
For me, it's a comment on the
I
amount
get
of money
it.
in football being insane. That's what. It's a basic point.
You don't want to buy a mansion one day.
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah.
But you won't buy it, no? Because there's too much money in YouTube.
You know what I'm trying
mate.
to say, sure. I'm not saying
Nah.
footballers can't live in big houses and have nice cars.
I find it a real weird thing. I hate it.
But when you
people
say, he's
say
already
that.
living in a mansion, he's
They're
buying
one of the
another
most
one.
successful people in the world. They sacrifice
Yeah, I
their
get that.
life.
I'm not
their
saying they
child-
don't deserve
they play
anything.
Football. They
I'm not-
work hard.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
deserve
You
all the
are
money
right
they
about
get.
that. But
So why should the clubs just get it? The owners should just.
no, I'm
keep
not
the
saying
money,
that either.
right?
I'm just saying it's as a comment. We can just say it very, very casually. This
A throwaway
generation,
comment,
a
yeah.
throwaway comment. Yeah, he's building
Yeah.
his second mansion or whatever it is.
Yeah, that means nothing, and you don't really mean.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you've backed off it already.
I've not backed off anything.
You have.
No, I'm not.
You did.
I think it's surreal that footballers have that much money where they can build mansions
Why, bro? What's wrong with that?
because it's mental. It's mental.
Why, bro?
It's a
Do you have
comment. It's
an
a
issue
comment
with-
on a massive gap
Do you
between
have an
them
issue with
and real
Leonardo
people.
DiCaprio's house situation?
I think you're being stubborn.
No, I'm not. Bro.
Yeah, you are, and it's
I'm
fine.
not.
It's fine.
I'm
It's
not.
fine. You had a few pints last night. You're a bit hungover.
No,
It's
you
all
had a
right.
few
That's
points
all
last
right.
night, and you're hungover. And that's your problem.
You know what I'm trying to
Look at
say?
me.
It's
I'm
just a
healthy,
comment on
ordering
massive
juices for people.
wealth disparity. It's just a comment on that,
Yeah,
surely.
yeah, there's a big wealth disparity, but
Yeah.
using footballers to make that example is stupid. A lot of them come from working class backgrounds that work all their
Please
lives.
score and end this conversation.
Yeah. I just find it really weird for Buvey.
Oh, look, I mean, also, like, I think the issue is mansion, isn't it? That's what's got you. But look, Kane will live in a nice house.
He deserves to live in a mansion. I'm not
And also,
saying that.
when of all people,
I'm not a Luddite.
of
do you
all
know what I mean?
people, like, like, there's a lot. I don't even care.
There's a lot of players that don't deserve their wages, but to use Harry Kane as
Yeah, like an icon of the game.
Anyway,
Anyway,
some fella from League One that's got a mansion, bro, and he deserves it.
not in London though.
Maybe
Yeah,
not in
probably
London,
not,
yeah,
yeah,
not in
yeah.
London. But
No.
still, he deserves it.
It'll do well to have a masonette. I think overall, anyway,
Amazing.
Harry Kane will not cost £100 million in the summer.
Really?
No, not with a year left.
He'll ask for that.
How much do you think he would cost?
I think it's almost
Harry
impossible.
Maguire money.
It's almost impossible for Tottenham to. I think they have a choice, right? Tottenham can either keep him and lose him for free, which sounds like terrible business sense, or they can accept 70 million.
There's
I
no
think it
way he takes
starts at
70.
70
Their
million.
fullback's going for nearly 70 these days.
But not for a year. Can
Oh, yeah,
Daniel
hang on.
Levy
You
will-
have
How
to
much
do
is
me one
Calvin
favour.
Phillips?
Yeah.
Any
50
more
million.
comparisons you make,
Fred
any
was
more
50 million.
comparisons that Manchester United have made or footballers that are going for whatever,
Yeah.
you have to make it with the caveat of 1 year left on their contract.
Yeah, but you're
So
saying
find
that
me
for
a
any,
fullback.
for any footballer. Daniel Levy will rest on the fact that England's highest ever goal scorer, Spurs' highest ever goal scorer, is going in a year. He'd rather keep him than
wouldn't,
sell him
because
for
then he
70.
loses
Also, the club
for free.
pays
It's
for it, they
really
get the
bad
extra
balls.
pounds.
It looks
You
really
can't
bad
lose
politically.
him for free, which is what they will
They'll
end
do
up
that
doing.
because they'll say they've offered him a
They didn't
contract.
buy him though, so he's
No,
Doesn't matter to them.
but it's still a 70. It's still a £70 million asset.
You got to think about Daniel Levy's position. He'll spin it that we offered him a big contract. He chose to leave. Where if he goes to Chelsea, Man
if he
United,
gets
that's-
Champions League football next season, that's worth it.
When Daniel Levy
right?
goes to speak to Joe Lewis, and
Yeah, that's-
they look at the money, and they say that we have a £70 million. We had the chance of securing £70 million to reinvest in the team. We'll do whatever we have to do with it. and we chose to keep a player who was incredibly unhappy, who probably didn't play particularly well that season because he was dreaming of going. It looks ridiculous. Instead of that, they could look. Maybe they could squeeze a little bit more out of it. Maybe they get 80. But for 1 year on your contract, it would be terrible business sense from Manchester United to pay anything.
I
more
agree.
than
By the way, I'm not saying I'm not.
Yeah.
I would agree, but there's also the flip side of Spurs will lean on the fact that he's their biggest icon, arguably, of the modern generation.
But the power has shifted. The power is now with Kane because Kane goes, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll leave for free and I will secure myself a contract next year of 400 grand a week.
Yeah.
So Kane now has the power. Kane goes, okay, I'll sit tight.
He's a year older, so he's a little
even
less
30,
power.
Buvey.
Because,
He's not
he's,
even
he's a
30.
year older. And
He's not even 30. He's
at
not
that
even 30.
age, you can see a major injury derailing his career.
But it's not
I don't
true.
think he's
This
far
injury,
really dropping off.
But you've got to present this in fact. Kane has played 30 games a season for the last 5 years.
Yeah, of course.
So when you're saying like
once you hit your
injuries-
30s, people change.
Now, you
Well,
know
no,
what?
no,
I hear what
no,
Buvey's saying.
30 today. 30
there
today.
could
It's
be a
not Paul
drop-off,
Merson 30.
But
Yeah, but this is a guy who has had major
you
injuries.
also get a
consistently
guy
on his
that's
ankles.
going to be
He's played-
rejuvenated,
He
bro.
hasn't had major injuries consistently. He's played 30 games a season
all right, he's still
for
played a lot
more
of
than
football.
5 years
When he
consecutively.
has his injuries, he has big ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
This is a guy as well that we're rejuvenated by the move. You know, when he gets a new move, he's got a new surroundings, he's got a new coach, and this is the move he's made to win trophies. That's going to bring a different drive to him, I think.
do you know
He'll
that?
also, I don't know that.
In the
but I
sense that some
assume
footballers don't always
He's
live
a
up
pla-
to the pressure.
Remember when
They
Van
don't like
Persie
it.
left? He was a similar age.
Yeah, but is he a Van
And he had
Persie
that-
mentality? We don't know
Of
that.
course, he wants to win trophies.
Lads, can I just say, like, do you know some things in football, they become a bit of a misnomer. Like, people talk about them as facts when they're not fact. You know how I said about Kane? Like, you said, his injuries big. Since 2020, bearing in mind where he plays, right? He plays
What's
in a
the title
very
of that,
aggressive position,
By the way,
right?
that picture.
It's called Marathon Men, weirdly. Right, but we're talking about most starts by top flight outfielders since February 2020, all competitions. So since February 2020, all competitions, Bruno Fernandes has made the most starts of any footballer, 167. Harry Kane is in this list.
Okay.
So since February 2020, he is basically an ever-present. So to talk about this mythical injury thing, it doesn't
I
really
will
exist.
retract that comment then.
Therefore, he's a player that has never relied on his pace. He's a player that has looked after himself.
Yeah, of
perfectly.
course he is. Of course.
I think that if Manchester United would sign him next year for free, they get a bargain.
In a
of
good
lifetime.
way as well. He seemed like a boring person. Like
Yeah.
in that he just focused on his
Yeah.
football. He doesn't.
Focuses on the football. He's
doesn't
not
have
in
much
clubs.
of a-
He's
you know
married
what I
his
mean?
school. He's married his
Yeah, that's a
girl
good
from
thing.
school and that. Yeah.
Fergie used to love players like that. He used to get him in and go.
Fergie would have
Right,
signed
you need to
Kane.
get married.
Fergie would have signed. Yeah.
He used to start arranging marriages.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
No, he did. He did.
Controlling.
He did.
What a
When he
weird
said,
guy.
he openly admitted it, didn't he? He said, "I like my players married."
Yeah, what's to get
What a
married?
weird thing.
I think.
Some.
I think he encouraged Wayne Rooney to get married as well.
Because it gets settled down and then.
But Guardiola was like
less.
that. He was monitoring the amount of times Barcelona players had sex for their testosterone levels.
holding their balls and
No, he's asking them how many times you had sex this week. Seriously, it's like mad, like
No, but
detail like that.
I know the lads are going about 23 times yesterday. He's like, fucking hell.
Yeah. Well,
Proper J'ing it up.
yeah.
It's like asking in school, isn't it? Asking like when you're in year 10, I go, oh yeah, you had sex, and everyone's going, yeah, bruv, bare times. Lost count now.
Didn't
Yeah, fun enough. Everyone has.
Yeah, look, overall though, I think that Kane will end up going to Manchester United, but not for the sum that you think. I'll tell you what might happen. You know, if he were to win maybe a Champions League or a Golden, but maybe there's add-ons.
Yeah,
But I think the initial fee
I
won't
read
be
it-
the level
I
that
think
you
I
think
just disagree with how Spurs will play it. I agree that he's not worth that in the market today. That 100 mil would be insanity. I think Spurs, will, even if they get 70 mil up front, and then it is 30 mil in add-ons, they'll do something to make it 100 million to make it symbolic.
Well, like 80 mil, and if you win the league,
If you
or
win
he's
the
top
league, if
goal
you win the
scorer,
Golden
10
Boot,
mil.
if you win a Champions League, if you win a whatever.
It's one of those deals where you see all the add-ons. You know, some deals are a bit undisclosed or whatever. Spurs would be, it's 100 million quid
I
if
think
he
they
hits
get
his
100
goals.
million off an English club.
They want it
No,
symbolically. Ross,
not
trust
for
me,
1 year
trust me.
contract. It
I don't think the contract, because you know what you're paying for as well? The chance, because then if you leave it to chance that he goes, let's say he goes on a free agency,
Bayern come in.
anyone
Real
can
Madrid
come in
come
then.
in.
The signing on
Premier
fees.
League record, Buvey. Not
But,
going
you know,
anywhere until he
things
gets that
change,
Premier League
bro.
record.
Things like,
No,
you
no,
know,
United
a
might
year.
go, what if
Not
there's
the-
rumours that Haaland, I know this is very unlikely to happen, because City probably go and get a younger striker anyway.
I know what you're going to say here.
Haaland's
Haaland goes
to
to
leave,
Real Madrid,
and then
Kane
City's
goes
available
Haaland's,
for free.
signing a
City
contract
come in.
extension,
United
so we
would
can-
think it's worth just stepping in now and paying. whatever they want.
Potentially. We'll see.
We can leave the Haaland rumours forever on the stream because he will be signing an extension this summer.
No, but the extension will also be to make sure that City get what they deserve.
It'll also be
There'll be no buyout
most
clause.
extensions these days are based on to give the player bigger wages.
Oh, yeah. And to keep him longer, usually, because it extends.
No, but
the clue's in the word. It extends his time at City.
The point that I was trying to make there, Buvey, was one that the length of the contract is pointless.
Yeah.
No. It will secure him longer at the club. Trust me. I think he stays 5 years easy.
I don't think that's the only... Like, you know, when you looked at it, you go, he's signed a longer-term deal, therefore he stays at the club longer.
Yeah.
That's
how it usually
No, I don't think it is. Sometimes players sign contracts out of loyalty to the club to make sure that the club get the fee that they deserve.
That's in the face of massive interest from Europe that is feasible interest. I don't see any feasible interest from Real Madrid financially to sign him. He's worth 200 million quid right now.
Do you not think that...
Haaland.
You know, like the statement...
It's grim, I know.
You know,
You don't think Real Madrid have interest to buy him because
they have interest. I don't think there's from my obviously very limited understanding of Real Madrid finances, I don't think they can fork out 200 million quid.
They can't.
Like PSG
they can't.
could.
I don't think
Haaland
they're also
costs
the King's
anyone
Club.
200 million quid.
They're the King's Club in Spain.
Do you know
they can
why?
afford what they want.
Because I think, and it might be a gentleman's agreement, and they're not worth anything really, but I believe, or maybe there was an understanding, especially with someone like Haaland that seems to constantly want to move, that you're going to move in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not. So we're not going to try and dig our heels in.
Yeah,
and
I'm not saying he'll
£200
stay for 20 years of his life. I'm saying that it's closer to 5 years, in my opinion, than 1 or 2 years.
Do you think
like people are saying.
Do you think this is part of the reason that that Real Madrid have gone all in and it's looking like Jude Bellingham will go there? Because Real Madrid like to sign those Galacticos, don't they? They like to make the statement signings. They like to be the destination of the most prized asset in world football. And twice, fairly recently, Kylian Mbappe, for one reason or another, didn't go there. Erling Haaland, for one reason or another, didn't go there. Do you think that they've gone, right, we need Bellingham?
Yeah, I think it's a massive statement.
Are you gutted the way it's looking?
I'm not gutted because I can take my Man City hat off. No, I can't. I'm not gutted because we've still got De Bruyne, we've still got Foden, we've got so much unbelievable talent.
No, but Gundogan probably goes. Bernardo Silva pretends to want to go all the time.
Yeah, I think one of them stays out, Bernardo Silva and Gundogan, and then there's other players coming through as well. So I don't want to be a City fan. So we've got to sign every top player. I think seeing Bellingham at Real Madrid from where he started in the Championship with Birmingham City, what a story! What a story! Seriously. And the fact they retired his number, what a shout out from the Birmingham City owners. Whoever decided that's a major call in a footballer's career, especially at a club as old as Birmingham City, to retire the number. And it's paid dividends in terms of
why?
How good he is.
Well, no, but
they gambled on the fact that he's going to be as good. And
no, but retiring the number.
Why is that paid dividends? Yeah. Why is that paid dividends? What have they?
In the sense that they didn't look like idiots doing it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I see. No, but I would have thought that don't let him go cheap. If you can predict that he's going to become one of the most iconic and brilliant midfielders in the world. They
got 20 mil for him, mate. I think it's I think at the time the highest.
Yeah,
sell on from any championship player. It's hard to get any, the top players from Semenyo went to Bournemouth from Bristol City. That was like 12 million.
The reports on Jude Bellingham at the moment, while City hold a concrete interest, they have not submitted offers or provided financial numbers to Dortmund. It does seem like this one's starting to build up the steam now for a summer saga, doesn't it? Like you're hearing news stories. Yeah, you're hearing the stories every.
No, but
I
think he goes to Real. Like ultimately, I think he goes to Real. Unless City do something incredible, I think he goes to Real. It would be terrible for Real Madrid though, just in terms of the way they view their club. The club they want to be. You can't be losing out on Jude Bellingham off the back and not getting Mbappe and whatever else. It's not.
Do you think Real Madrid fans will care that much about Jude Bellingham?
I think they'll care about. I think it becomes symbolic. It becomes symbolic. They're losing out on players to the Premier League again.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
But then if City beat them in Europe as well, obviously remember they're going to play each other soon. That's going to add. In fact, that's going to add a bit of a dimension to the game.
I hope the whole the Real Madrid toxic fan base. And I've actually had. By the way, all the streams I've ever done talking about football, the one person who's ever found my email address and emailed me to slag me off, wrote a paragraph, is a Real Madrid fan. So they're the most toxic.
You deserved it.
Hateful fans going, and I can't wait till we smash them in the Champions League, by the way. But all I'm saying is for Bellingham, 19 years old. By the way, lads, he's still 19 years old.
So young. The geezer's going to play in about 6
I hope he doesn't get chewed up by those fans.
Real Madrid will be fine, man. No, and Bellingham will be fine at Real Madrid.
Do you think? Well, look at Modric, voted worst player ever to sign in the league after his first season.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but you're talking about...
That could have killed his career.
You talk about newspapers like AS and Marca and that. They're the equivalent of like the Sun and the Mail, but they're mental. Like it's no, you can't use that to basically brandish all of Real Madrid fans like that.
No, but
you having a howler today? I think you've had a howler today.
Well, you're just saying that, and you're not
you
letting
have
me
been
finish my
drinking,
point.
right? Does he still smell like drink?
Adam, this isn't Jeremy Kyle. You can't just shout over me, okay? This is a nice discussional-based football
The club
podcast,
is basically
okay?
Discussion.
Ultimately, there are examples of players that go to Real Madrid and struggle early, really hard.
Name 3 now.
Gareth Bale,
Go on, name.
Luka Modric,
Yep.
Michael Owen.
No, Michael Owen didn't struggle immediately. He hit the
scoring
ground running.
goals, yeah.
Michael Owen hit the ground running.
And Modric and Bale, two of the most successful recent signings in Real Madrid.
Yeah, he got sent off. He got sent off on his debut. Yeah, he got sent off on his debut.
You know what I'm trying to say? That there is a pressure at the club, and it can cheat. Modric succeeded at Real Madrid because he's a world-class talent. Bellingham could do the same, but he's so young. That's the only thing I worry for his career.
You look at someone like, I think he needs to look at someone like Camavinga. Camavinga's won every single trophy he could win at Real Madrid in 2 years.
Yeah.
Also, he must love the idea of playing central midfield with Tchouameni and whatever. Like it must be such a when he thinks about what he could become, you've got to look
that
at
white shirt as well, man.
Yeah, mate, it's the Bernabeu. Like it's you say it and you are completely correct. But when you talk about Manchester United and Kane, you often say like, don't get me wrong, Manchester United need Kane, but Kane needs Manchester United. It's the platform. It's so Odegaard is in again. Oh, he's delayed it. Martinelli.
God, what was that?
Arsenal have been playing very well,
Mainly on the break.
Arsenal have been playing very well, yeah. They should have probably scored at least one more. But look,
Newcastle would think they should have scored.
the platform. The platform that you get at Real Madrid. Like if you do have the talent, I think we all probably are aware that Bellingham certainly does. They give you the platform to shine. They basically guarantee you European success.
Yep.
They make you an icon. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, as brilliant as he was, I don't think he's the icon without the platform that Real Madrid give.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
You look at Real Madrid's team as well. They're having to build a midfield that will eventually compete with the Javis and the Pedris, and they're doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's going to be you've had Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets against Cruz, Modric, Casemiro. Now you've got these coming.
Valverde's in there.
Valverde's amazing, man.
And you assume Cruz and Modric will stay for another couple of years as well in terms of it won't just
be
purely they
surprised
both
if
leave the same summer.
I think Cruz is going.
So Cruz leaves and then Modric stays another year. Still unbelievable.
He's going to sign. Both going to sign 1 year extension.
Both sign 1 year extensions.
Yeah, shows how much we know.
Both of them. Both.
Exactly what I just said.
Breaking news on the club. Breaking news. Modric and Cruz are signing 1 year extensions, lads.
You don't listen.
Okay.
I just literally said they'll both stay.
Can I ask you a question?
And you went, one of them leaves.
Rory,
I was like, no, both will stay.
If Jude Bellingham went to Real Madrid and won, let's just say 2 Champions Leagues in 5 years and a league,
right,
is he better than Brian Robson?
A better player?
Yeah. Or will his legacy in football approach Brian Robson's?
What, with 2 European Cups before the age of
24.
Why are you bringing up Brian?
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering.
Look at you. Bring up some of your mugs. Mike Summerby and that. Go on.
Oh, wait.
Mike
Sorry.
Summerby up.
Wait.
FA Cup winner, league
Jude
winner.
Bellingham was just born and had already done more than any
I just
Man
remember
City
when I brought up
legend
Brian
ever.
Robson, you started crying. We had to get Kleenex for you. You started tearing up in the hallway.
I was about to answer that. I didn't realise you were trying to involve me.
And you're talking to the wrong person about Captain Marvel, bro.
Why? I can talk
about
about Brian Robson. You never even watched him. You were crying.
Brian Robson's the man,
You watched
mate.
480p resolution highlight videos of him on YouTube. Well done, mate.
Idiot.
I didn't realise that I thought that was like a genuine question. There was something.
No, it's genuine.
No, he's an idiot.
I think Jude Bellingham, by the age of 30, will be one of the greatest English midfielders of all time.
I think what made Brian Robson so special, though, was. But Brian Robson, what made him so special was the way that he would lead the team. I don't know if Bellingham will be that. I'm not saying he isn't. I just don't know if he'll be that.
I think he's got.
It's just an outrageous thing to say.
It's a prediction. I'm not saying it's right now. It's a prediction.
We got a toilet. You two sort this out.
It's a prediction.
You're an idiot, bro. Saka's gone down holding his leg anyway.
Scooch in a bit, mate.
I can't move in.
He's not even been fouled there.
This table's tiny.
That's probably worse, actually.
Can we get some funding from Fellas Studios? I need some funding for this desk. It's rickety.
Pitchside, they got them a nice big new table and decided to have arm wrestles on it. The idiots. What's going on over there?
Don't cut to me laughing. I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at
You was
something else.
laughing.
Cut to Adam.
You're having a howler this week.
Off.
All I'm saying, Tom, he's been laughing at you today.
No.
He's been, yep.
Did West Brom win on the weekend?
You've had a howler.
How West Brom doing?
You've been laughing at Tom.
No. I was laughing at something off camera.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, pathetic you.
The thing is, with arm wrestles, you have to be very careful these days. Health and safety regulations. It's hard out there. Was there a safety form filled in first? What'd you call it? What do you call
Did
it?
you
In
put
business?
it into the accident report book?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What do businesses do? The thing you have to do before an incident. It's a check. A check.
Jack went running over with a first aid kit.
What's he gonna do? If my arm was broken, I saw Jack running up. I'd say I'd rather have no
Elliot
one.
running up.
Yeah.
Still pissed.
Yeah.
From his trip to Liverpool.
I'd rather have no one.
Yeah.
No offense to the lads in the back room. They're top lads.
No risk assessment was done either.
Risk assessment. That's the word. Yeah.
Did you say wrist assessment?
Risk. Yeah. Well, you said
They
that.
went
Don't
down
laugh.
to leave it. I'm
You're
sorry,
meant to be a
Tom.
consummate
I love you,
professional.
Tom. I love Tom.
Yeah,
but
I love
can't
him
take
too. I
the
love
piss out
West
of
Brom.
him.
They're doing really well this season.
I hate West
not getting
Brom.
promoted.
Obviously, I'm from Birmingham, so when we used to play Saturdays, Sundays, and we'd occasionally have to go into that area to play. Like,
What's your
team from
ranking?
West Brom.
So I have interest. So Villa, Birmingham City, Wolves,
Ranking of what?
West Brom. Is there another club I'm missing in the Midlands?
Warsaw.
Warsaw. Yeah. What's
Did you
your
say
ranking
Birmingham
of?
City?
Yeah, Birmingham City. What's your top 1 to 5 you like to dislike?
Like to dislike. So just
So what's your favourite
I
at
don't
number
really
1?
like any of them.
But if you had to support one.
I hate the most. All right, let's do it in that
yeah,
order.
that's easier. Isn't it, with
I hate
football,
the most out of them. West Bromwich Albion.
Right.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just hate.
Sometimes
them
you
the
don't need
most.
an answer. It's just
I hate
just
the
the
least.
vibe.
Warsaw. Like who
Yeah.
cares about Warsaw?
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Got to the Johnson Spate
Gold
Trophy.
double S1
2015.
back in the day, all that.
Yeah.
Fine. So we hate West Brom the most. We hate Warsaw the least. What's the other 3 teams? Wolves,
Villa, Birmingham City.
Birmingham. Wolves be next to West Brom at the bottom
Yeah.
somewhere. I don't really care about them though. Actually, yeah, I
Bit
don't
boring,
care
aren't they?
about them.
Bit boring.
Birmingham in the middle.
Then Villa,
And Villa
second
probably
behind. Yeah.
second.
Yeah. Fair
It's
enough.
the coach for them and that.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
That's solid.
Yeah.
That's solid.
But I think the biggest club in the Midlands is obviously Aston Villa.
Yeah. That's good. We got a derby in the Championship next season: Plymouth Argyle versus Bristol City. It's a West Country derby, which is quite rare to see in the Championship these days. Would
They
you
went
go
up
down
with
to that?
Ipswich, didn't they?
Yeah, Ipswich.
Shall we all go to it?
Plymouth. I'd go Plymouth away all day long and have 10 pints of cider and start fighting Plymouth Argyle fans, especially Pie Face. Can't wait till Bristol City puts 4 past Plymouth. I can't.
Pie Face,
They'll
by
get
the way.
relegated next season.
Did you
Plymouth
see
like
him
that.
on an away day?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was just sleeping on the floor. Some fella
He
walked
travelled
up to him.
8 hours to get to Morecambe. He had a couple of pints. He fell over. He couldn't get in the stadium. Mate, you got one job, yeah? You can do whatever you want.
I'm
You can do
so
whatever you
paranoid
want.
about
Get in
things
the
like that,
stadium,
you know.
bro. Get in the stadium.
You know, like getting caught slipping, and then here's Adam McKola smashed out his face. You know, back in the day, if I did YouTube and I went like uni
Yeah,
and that nights out and
yeah.
stuff, oh, horrible.
Yeah, I don't know if about that. I actually don't drink, so I'm a different kind of person these days after the marathon.
In.
I can't move.
Move in, mate.
This
I can see
table,
so much room
even
there.
this table on the outside is a beautiful aesthetic table. On the inside,
I
it's
can
a.
see the amount of room. I
Can
see.
you move?
No, you're
Get
just being as
round.
awkward
You got a
as
big
possible.
waist. You're gaining
Being as
pounds.
awkward, mate, don't worry about
Got the
it.
Michelin. You
Can't
got the
even run a
Michelin man.
marathon.
He's got the Michelin man tire around his waist.
Can't even run a marathon. 7-hour marathon.
You got the Michelin
Oh,
man
you
tire
finished
around your
half
waist.
the
haven't you?
pensioners and geezers
What was
dressed as
it?
Flintstones. I know,
What
genuinely.
was that Michelin man?
That is called the Michelin man.
Michelin man with the tires.
Yeah. But mate, you're looking a bit chunky yourself, considering that you are the fattest marathon runner I've ever seen. I've never seen someone train for a marathon and run it and be that fat. Also, to be that young and fat.
And he got beat by the guy.
And he
in the
got
sumo
beat by...
suit.
Mate, I saw 2 geezers in like one of those cars. You know those Fred Flintstones cars where his feet come out the bottom? They're running along, holding the car together. 2 geezers doing they're the modern Stone Age family. Like that, running. They've overtaken him from the town of Bedrock. They've gone straight past him.
You know.
Yeah, their feet coming out the bottom like that, trying to run together, carrying a car. Literally carrying a car.
How do we get back to that again? You see, we were talking about positives before you went to the toilet, and now you bring it back to that again.
No, 'cause I asked you to
Snickers
move
used
in
to
and
be
you
called.
started calling me Michelin man.
No, Ross.
You
I've
literally started
accepted who
calling
you
me
are now,
Michelin man
Ross.
as
I've
I
known
went
you for a
through.
few years. It's been a beautiful time, but I've accepted you for who you
Do you
are.
know, I've known you a long time.
Yeah, no, it's been a
been a
long
long
yeah,
time.
it felt
Like
like a
back in
long
the day.
time. Yeah, it's been a chore. I'll tell you that.
Mate, it's been a long
No,
time.
but it's been a lovely time, mate.
Since you were the photocopy boy at 90 Min. Do you remember when you did work experience at 90 Min?
What do you mean work?
Isn't that what you were doing
I
there?
was full time there.
Oh, what? Did they employ you?
Yeah, they employed you for some football chat as well. Kind of went downhill when you joined. Yeah, no. You used to have me and Troops on there. It was a right laugh. Then you came on and fucking bore the old place out.
Do you still work there?
No comment.
What happened? Did they sack you?
Yeah, he got sacked.
Did they sack you? What happened?
Don't know.
Did they sack you?
Why did you stop?
Why did you
You've
stop?
lost a few jobs in the last few years, haven't you? Interesting, that.
Did they sack
Man,
you?
double my age nearly. Got a lot of experience under your belt.
Did they
Early.
sack you?
Huh?
Did they sack you?
Did they? Who sacked you? Wasn't
they
that
sack
Football
you?
Republic?
Did they sack you?
Wasn't that thing you were editing and you didn't want to edit or something? You didn't know how to edit on Premiere, so they sacked you or something.
It was Avid.
Avid.
It was Avid.
I wouldn't want it. Avid's terrible.
Did you get sacked? Honestly,
No.
I don't even know the story. Did
No,
you get?
I just moved on.
So in terms of your sackings in
Yeah.
your life,
never
have
been
you ever
sacked.
done-
I've never
so-
been sacked.
So hold on, you moved on from
I've never been
working in
sacked.
football to working in radio. Can you just
Well,
explain
music.
that one?
It was
No,
music.
so
Yeah.
you
But
went-
explain that one.
I actually
went
moved
from-
to advertising. I worked in advertising during COVID,
no, wait,
and then I moved to radio from
You went from
advertising.
90 minutes.
you didn't
Did you
get
go to any other?
I'm not telling you
football-
all the companies I
Did you
work
go
for.
to any other
That's
football
that's a private. No, all gas aside, I'm not giving you my career history,
Why
which
not?
is very limited
Why are
in
you
its
so
own
upset about
regard.
that?
Why are you so upset?
Well,
Look how
I'm not-
seriously.
okay,
you-
I'll give you mine. How much money do you earn, Adam?
No,
How
that's
much- give
not
me
the
your
same
bank
question, is it?
statement. No,
It's not the same
it's
question.
actually relative. Yeah,
It's not the same
Oh,
question.
about
So
time.
where did you go? You went 90 minutes, and then any other
and then
football?
and then everything else is undisclosed because we're in a football world.
Yeah, but it's on camera,
I
presumably.
worked at Asda
Yeah,
when I was a kid.
I worked at
I worked at Sainsbury's.
Specsavers.
Direct
Sainsbury's.
line.
Yeah,
You should have gone there.
RBS.
Mate, might have helped your football opinion.
I was leafleting for Specsavers. Shout out to those lads in Bristol. And I gave, as soon as the first hour I said, I'm not doing this, I gave 1,000 leaflets to a homeless guy. He said he wanted to burn them for his fire, to warm his house up.
That
on my
definitely-
life.
that didn't
on my
happen in
life.
a year.
On my life.
Didn't happen in a year.
On my
Not
life.
on your life. Don't say on your life because you're lying.
No, he said to me, "Can
No.
I have a load of them? Because I'll burn them for fuel for my fire." On my life.
No.
Specsavers leaflets. Swear to God, I gave the bloke said, "Oh, how'd you give away that many Specsavers leaflets?" And I
This is
couldn't tell
getting
him.
spicy, this game, by the way.
Trippier
Every time I
versus,
look up, there's
Trippier
another
versus
argument.
Jesus. Who do you think wins that fight?
You just
Fair
said
straightener.
Xhaka and Wilson.
He's a soft boy.
Trippier will
He's
kill
a
him
little.
still.
He's a little baby.
Trippier versus Jesus in a straightener. Who
Jesus is
wins?
a little baby.
Who wins? Trippier versus
Trippier.
Jesus.
Oh, you can't
1
do
second.
that.
He one bangs him. He one bangs him.
You can't do
Yeah,
that.
easy.
He's give it the big one, yeah, to Trippier. Oh, give it, yeah, have it. The throw-in comes over, Trippier touches his arm, and he goes down like a back.
He did win the free kick though, so he won.
But it's like,
Yeah, but he won. He won the free kick.
That's how you win.
stuck
That's how you
into
win.
Oh, what do you think? I think Jesus has done well though. He's won the free kick, right?
You got to
Jack
have
is
some honour,
still
Boris.
running
You
his
got to have some
mouth.
honour.
You got to win the game.
Look at Xhaka, man.
Xhaka's
He's a
a
male.
Xhaka is.
It's
Such a
loser
pussy,
mentality.
Yeah, he's loose.
I'm sorry.
He is. Yeah, you're right.
Massive loser.
You're right. First time this show, but you're right. Oh, he's got to score.
Oh, that's a
done.
great goal.
Oh, he's got to score.
Nick Pope.
Good save there, Shay Given.
Yeah, Shay Given-esque. Yeah, honestly, great reflexes from Nick Pope.
Callum Wilson's clever, though, because he's hardly reacting.
Yeah, Callum Wilson
He
is
might
doing
just be
exactly what he
poking
should
the
do.
fire, and they're just...
Yeah, Xhaka will get sent off as well. You know he's got
Lucky
it in him to get sent
half-time's
off.
coming.
No right foot.
Odegaard has to score there.
Yeah, no right foot's terrible.
You've got to lift it. Got to lift it. Look, tiny bit of lift and it's in.
Half-time, by the way.
That's true, yeah. That's true.
1-0 to Arsenal. Good scoreline for them so far, because Newcastle started off like a house on fire, loads of opportunities into the box. They were given a penalty, which was correctly overruled by VAR. Then Arsenal go down the other end, score a great goal through Odegaard. Pope, though, probably to blame for that one. And then since then, it's been a pretty even game. Newcastle
game.
pushing. Yeah, good game.
been a good game.
Fiery game.
Yeah, it has. And do you know what? It's in fairness to Arsenal, they are demonstrating a lot of that fire and that spite and that venom that you need to compete. Earlier in the game, we were saying that maybe they're a bit soft, maybe they're a bit predictable, maybe they've got a bit of an underbelly. And they're so far winning the game away at St James's Park 1-0. Not an easy place to go. They're
Yeah.
slightly impressive.
They're getting the result. That's the short answer. Second half, they got to keep the same kind of energy. Keep a clean sheet. I think Kyrill's been good. What? You got to keep the same energy going in the second half. That's a basic comment. Yeah.
What did I say?
Sniggering off camera roars, which is very unprofessional.
No, mate, I'm just looking at you.
I was about to make a very professional
You didn't
point
say
about
anything
Kyril
there.
being an unbelievable. I think he's been fantastic since he's come into Arsenal's starting 11.
Arsenal's.
Arsenal's starting 11.
Yeah, they're a great team, the Arsenals.
Yeah, the Arsenals. No, but Kyril was a player that a few Arsenal. Kyril was a good centre back that people wanted to start for Arsenal.
Yeah.
People thought that he should have started against City.
Tell me about him.
Good on the ball.
Yeah.
Always
Good
wants the
2
ball,
feet.
I find.
Yeah.
Always
What's his
wants
first
the
name?
Huh?
His first name.
You just Googled it, so you know the
I've got
answer.
the
Yeah.
reads in front of me. So, what's his first name?
I want to shout out Super 6 for sponsoring the show. Thanks so much to Super 6. If you're new to the stream, you've not already joined Super 6, join Club S6 in the app to join our mini league. Why are you moving away from me, by the way? I've noticed on every stream on the wide.
Yeah, because you cycled here, you're stinking.
By the way,
There's no
turns
news.
up late today,
Yeah.
skin's leaking all over the place,
Yeah.
pushing his bike through that's got shit in the tires.
That t-shirt's in desperate need of a washing
Yeah.
machine.
This is fresh.
It's filthy, mate. He's stinking.
Still got the same boxers on he wore for the marathon.
He had him on. Yeah, he had him on a long time. They're like a tattoo.
Honestly, it's been a long 24
We're
hours.
going to have a look at Rory's Super 6 this week, I believe.
I need
Club
2 goals.
S6 to join our league, so you can be...
fuck's
Look at that. He looks like
that
Joey
picture?
Essex.
What's that? Is that a picture from
Oh,
your
God, let's have a look at that picture
Is that your
first.
IMDb from EastEnders?
That's ridiculous. Mate, you're so jealous of my IMDb.
Have you got an IMDb?
He said, well, ask Buvey. He's
good.
clearly on there all
Well,
the
apparently
time.
he's got IMDb.
What do you mean? What do you
I
mean
can't be on there all the
apparently?
time.
You've
There's
literally
only
just been
3 credits to look for on IMDb for you, mate.
You've just been on there.
1 appearance on EastEnders.
You got the Man City score result correct. You predicted Palace to win like I did, so we scuppered that one. And you predicted Bournemouth to beat Chelsea like I did. Yeah. You also predicted Villa to... how did you get any points? Oh, because Liverpool beat Brentford.
Yeah. Well, Liverpool, I got the 2 games right. Liverpool, Man City.
Look at this.
Look at that face. Bloody hell.
I'm smiling because I met Neymar.
Mate, you look like Robocop.
It's called having a
what?
strong jawline, mate.
Mate, do you know what they
could
should have
learn
done?
something.
They should have put what was Neymar part of that picture?
Yeah,
Where did you meet him?
In Barcelona.
What were you doing in Barcelona?
We've got to do the score. Lads, professionalism, please. 4-0 against Leeds. I thought it'd be a higher scoreline. Sam Allardyce made them a little bit harder defensively. And then what's the other one? I did put a Chelsea win. I thought they couldn't be that bad. They had to get a win. And of course, Liverpool to beat Brentford as well. But everything else, I don't know what's going on today, lads. I've butchered a load of predictions. But I'm smiling. I'm happy. I met Neymar. It was an unbelievable day out. I was with you and Adam.
When?
On a little lads' holiday, I call it. It was unbelievable.
What do you mean you call it?
We took the little thing up the hill, remember? The little cable car.
Oh yeah, that's where we did.
yeah.
Where we what's that thing called? Like surfing, and you were dreadful.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that called again?
I didn't go to that because I had to run around
You were in a
sex shops.
Honestly, that was a great... It was one of the best weeks of my life, lads, and that's down to you and your great chat and great characters. Shout out to these two. I've not done it yet on the stream, but shout out to Adam McKola and Rory Jennings. The best chat you'll ever find on the internet. Honestly, lads, I mean, best chat ever going, lads. All right.
Thank you, Buvey.
That's okay.
I think that's the best thing you've ever said about us.
You're going to reciprocate that back? Reciprocate, lads, please. A bit of...
Nah, I think Buvey's got the 3rd best chat on the internet.
No,
yeah,
you
after
are.
us two, innit?
Oh, right. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, no, you are.
Top 3 on the internet.
Now, I do, on a serious note, I do think you have blossomed on the club.
Blossom.
Yeah.
Blossoms.
He has blossomed on the club.
Yeah,
I
no.
think he is.
Like a radiant
He has
sunflower.
grown in the last 3 or 4 months. He's carrying the show, I think.
Oh,
Does my head in
I'd
sometimes.
agree. Yeah,
But,
I'd agree. When Roy's checking his phone half the time, going for 5 toilet breaks a stream.
mate,
When you check my phone, I haven't got my phone here.
when you get older,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
them bladders ain't as strong as they used to be. I need one all the time, man.
Should have scored that.
Can't even open my eyes at night without needing a piss.
Oh.
Yeah, Newcastle should have scored by now.
Although
I'll
I think
take this,
Arsenal have had a lot of chances as well. Like this penalty incident that they keep referring to, like it's just not a penalty. Like we don't really need to see that again. Like they're calling it Newcastle penalty claim. It's just a block off the knee. It doesn't need to be examined. Does not touch his hand.
That's a good.
He was
that's a
trying
good
to
call.
make it touch his hand. He was actually ready to commit the foul, but he didn't commit the foul. It hits his knee.
That's
I don't know. I don't think it needs to be explored.
Look at Zinchenko. He's such a little melt.
Do you immediately take a disliking to players that leave your club, or do you sometimes love some?
Like I slagged off James Milner because he celebrated scoring a penalty against us for Liverpool in Klopp's first season. I think. I thought.
Yeah, but you can grow up. You can be a bit more mature about that. He
Why are you
scored a penalty.
celebrating?
He scored a penalty.
No.
What you think? So you think he should?
And he wasn't celebrating in front of the away fans. He was celebrating in front of the Man City home fans.
Where did he score the penalty though?
At the home end of the City Stadium, I was sat right in front
So,
of him.
so what can he
celebrating.
do? So what can he do? You expect him to run the length of the pitch and do an Adebayor?
He's won two Premier Leagues with City, an FA Cup.
And you can't be grateful for that. You're
Yeah,
gonna
he
be
should be
so
too.
so petty
Up
and
to that
hateful.
point, he'd never won anything in his career. Up to that point, he joins City and he celebrates his first season leaving the
Do
club.
you know one of my
I just think
weird?
it's
Do you
poor.
know something I
the
find so
people I
weird?
hate
When
that
people
are in the
get
minority.
annoyed about players celebrating, do you know what I find more of a wind up? players scoring and not celebrating.
Yeah.
So Frank Lampard, when he scored against you at the Etihad,
I would have
that was
no
a
issue with
beautiful
it.
goal.
I'll tell you
Really?
a good example of this. David Luiz scored at Stamford Bridge for Paris Saint-Germain to knock us out of the European Cup. And he celebrated, and a lot of Chelsea fans were like, that's a disgrace. I was like, he's literally just scored a goal to take his team into the last 8 of the European Cup. Of course he celebrated.
Also, a lot of things change for these players. Like the club will change managers, a lot of the players will change.
No, but the fans
They no
are
longer
consistent,
have
though.
that.
No, but the
they
fans
no
are
longer
consistent.
have that, familiarity to people in the club.
I
Or
think
it's
there's
not the
ways of
same
celebrating
team
as
that they
well.
were a
James
part of.
Milner really, I'm not saying just don't do anything.
No,
and
I
be
kind of
completely
have
unique.
that with Schmeichel because he cartwheeled.
He cartwheeled, yeah.
That's what that was.
So now,
over
like,
the top.
No, but the,
whenever we have
the
conversations,
keeper didn't score though. Like if he scored
Yeah,
and
yeah.
cartwheeled, I probably wouldn't have the issue. But he literally witnessed it and cartwheeled. Like
Yeah.
he didn't need to do that. I agree.
yeah. Paul Ince as well. When Liverpool
Really?
thought they'd done us in the cup and he celebrated.
Man United
What,
always
too
sing
early?
That. They always sing that too.
Yeah.
Paul Ince is they always sing about him being like a
But then when I spoke to
Liverpool
Paul Ince-
legend rather than a Man United legend.
When I interviewed Paul Ince later on down the years, I was like, bro, you broke my heart. Like genuinely,
Really, yeah,
because
yeah.
he was a superhero, man. Paul Ince,
Yeah.
first black captain for England, all these kind of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Incredible player. Went to play for Inter Milan. Like just
when it was very
like,
difficult
was
to go.
an amazing player, and I was like, bro, you broke my heart. And he went to
So
me.
like joining Liverpool
He
in the
went to me.
celebration.
United broke my heart. So it's kind of like
But you mean the transfer going to Liverpool in
not
general?
just going to Liverpool, but
Yeah.
His
the
conduct
extras
at Liverpool.
the extras.
What, being
that-
a bit like
because I
Also-
very
also-
rarely hate players that leave. By the way, they're in the minority. Tevez is in the minority. Like he got a hard time when he left.
yeah.
But
Do you know
again,
why
like,
else the Paul Ince one was such a significant one? It felt like at the time, it didn't transpire to be this, but Liverpool were kind of knocking on the door. They had a very good team. They felt like, remember, they'd only kind of just won the
Spice
league.
Boys.
It felt like they were coming back and they were about to win the league and all they needed was a midfielder.
Yeah.
And it felt like when you sign, Chelsea did it with Torres. All we need to win a European Cup is Torres.
Yeah.
In fact, that actually came true, but he didn't
Weirdly,
become the
but-
player that
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
expected.
That's
It
interesting.
felt like Paul Ince was the answer to Manchester United's
Yeah.
problems. To Liverpool's problems. It didn't transpire to be.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, I can understand why Manchester United fans would be particularly put out by that because he was class.
Didn't Ten
people
Hag give him a thing the other week?
Yeah, so that
a bottle of
happened
champagne or
because
something?
gave
when,
Paul Ince a bottle of champagne.
when we
think so.
played a bottle of wine pitch side, so Paul Ince was part of the coverage team. Was it at Brighton?
Right.
But he gave him a bottle of wine anyway because when we played Reading in the cup and we knocked them out, Paul Ince after the game complained that United staff were disrespectful or something, and so Ten Hag.
Oh, I see.
Sorry for that.
Oh, that's nice.
That's classy.
Yeah,
bottle of
nice.
wine. But then he made Paul Ince look like a dick because he just stood there with a bottle of wine like.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like,
Keep
where's
the
he going to
same
put
energy,
it?
No,
dickhead.
Paul Ince needs to go too late.
Yeah.
He needs to go, no, too late for that. Too late. Your ship has sailed, mate. Anyway, on that front, thank you very much to the wonderful people of NordVPN who have been kind enough to sponsor us for the remainder of the season. Make sure that you head over to NordVPN for all of your VPN needs. It is a fantastic service. It is the Time 2022 best invention of the year. It is so affordable, and get this, there is literally no jeopardy for you. You can try it out, and if for some reason you aren't totally convinced, which won't happen, you get a money-back guarantee. Click the link in the description below for all of your VPN needs. Trust me, I'm very new. I'm a new convert to the VPN action. As soon as you try it out, you will love it. So make sure that you head over to NordVPN. They've been kind enough to sponsor us and to support us. So if you would support them, that would really help the show out, wouldn't it, Buvey?
Yeah, 100%. I'm using it for flights and stuff like that, and Twitter highlights as well. So it's unbelievable. Thanks so much to NordVPN.
Lovely half time at the moment. Any prediction changes? How do you think the second half's going to go?
I think
'Cause it was a fiery game.
Newcastle going to come out firing. I think Eddie Howe has proved that he can really G his players up. He can get them performing. And I think despite Arsenal playing quite well, there has been a vulnerability to them. They should have probably scored another goal. I think that Odegaard chance, it was a beautiful move off the back of some handbags, I suppose. It would have been a great time to score, and Odegaard just didn't get enough on it. So overall, I think that this game is ready to ignite.
Arsenal have to be boring. They have to be unemotional, and they have to not
And win the
play
game
into the
2-0.
same mistakes that they did at Anfield. Even at West Ham, I felt that they got a little bit too sucked into the occasion a little bit. It's hard at St. James's Park, of course. They have to be professional. They have to show experience that they don't have because they're such a young squad. You know, they have to show that.
No, but
for
you
me.
can be young and experienced, can't you?
Yeah, of course. But I think there are a couple of players in that side that are petulant, or borderline petulant, in my opinion. Look, we're talking about the fine margins of winning a Premier League or just coming top four. You know, there are fine margins, but
Do you think they build on this, Arsenal? You know, regardless of what happens here, do you think that this time next year Arsenal will compete for the league again?
Not nowhere near as close. Maybe they're one of 3. Maybe they're in and around top 4. Maybe.
Why not?
They're never 8 points clear ever again.
Why not?
I don't think they've got enough world-class players to compete with City, to compete with the United side that are.
But what's going to be
simmering.
different? Why did they do it this year and they won't be able to do it next year?
Because
I don't
there's
disagree
a
with
gap
you, by
in
the way.
quality, because we're seeing one of the biggest drop-offs in terms of a quality side dropping off in terms of Chelsea. You know, I think if Tuchel stay, there's an argument they're fighting for top 4. Newcastle will improve. United, certainly, it's their first season under Ten Hag. I mean, Guardiola won nothing in his first season at City. So, you know, for Ten Hag,
I tend to agree with you a little bit. I don't think they will challenge for the league. But that depends on their recruitment in the summer. And with Champions League football, with Arsenal being Arsenal, they are attractive to a lot of players. You know, the stadium and everything.
Okay, let's play.
They could potentially, with the right recruitment, challenge again or be in and around those teams. But
okay, let's bear that in mind. Let's do that. Let's do that.
It's
Let me rephrase my question then. I've asked you both, will they be there? And you've both been slightly negative to their chances.
I think a lot of their players
Let me
have
ask you the same
overperformed
question again. Will they be there, but they add Declan Rice plus a forward?
I think it's a good.
I still think you need a little bit more. You need a little bit more. I think
Declan Rice centre half.
I don't see Declan Rice. I don't see that as a thing for Arsenal.
I think it's happening.
Do you think that's what's Arsenal for 100 mil?
Pretty sure.
It'd be a great signing. I don't know if
I'm not sure.
You know, if you stick him alongside Thomas Partey instead of Granit Xhaka, I think Declan Rice would be a fantastic signing for them.
Oh yeah.
Is he the difference? Is he going to elevate you above Man City? Is he going to even just make you challenge for the league? I don't know, because again, Chelsea, you'd expect them to continue to improve. Newcastle, United, like all these teams, Spurs maybe better. Chelsea with Liverpool going to get better, but Arsenal are going to get better. You'd assume. Do you know what I mean? But I do think there's been a lot of times where Arteta's got more out of this squad than he should have. So if people are looking at it at the moment going, are there 3 players away from potentially winning the league or something? When really the actuality is a lot further away from that.
Why
maybe 5, 6, 7, because you need that squad. You need those bench players as well.
But hang on a minute. So Newcastle are currently about, it's not 20, but just let me call it that because I don't know the exact number, right? They're about 20 points behind Arsenal.
In a title race,
why are they going to...
pressures change.
Okay, but
we
that's
saw
20
it with United.
swing.
Like, you know, United, we weren't even really in a title race. But you know, under Ollie, we drew against Everton. But before that, everyone was going, United are going to be in a title race. If we won that game, we would have went top of the league. Your players then take on that pressure.
Okay, so who do you think finishes higher in the league next season, Newcastle or Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So, do Newcastle then drop? Do you think Newcastle have another?
I think
good
Newcastle
season?
could potentially finish in the Europa League spot.
Oh, so you don't think they'll?
But I don't think Newcastle improve on third. No, which is looking.
You don't think they'll maintain?
No, but an improvement on third is maintaining third. Isn't it?
Or fourth.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be, because you know what I think they'll do. They're going to get. Let's say they get Champions League football, which is looking likely.
They got it.
The expectation around the club is going to be elevated. The money they spend is going to be elevated. The players that they bring in is going to be elevated. I think that's going to catch up with Eddie Howe. And those pressures, he's not a Champions League manager, is he? He may be.
I think that's really
may
harsh.
Prove me wrong. I don't think he's a Champions League.
He's on course to get the most.
I also don't think he's a manager that could be expected to win trophies, which Newcastle will be.
Yeah,
I think they could probably fall to 5th, 6th.
The thing is, you know, if Newcastle start really delivering, you know, if they start bringing in like top class footballers and playing in Europe and winning games in Europe, you know, when a really big manager, we're off underway second half. You know, when a really big manager becomes available, I mean, like properly, Carlo Ancelotti leaves Brazil because it hasn't worked out for him. Whatever. The ambition of the owners at Newcastle, you know, if you're like involved in that PIF, there is a real chance that they kind of start looking at Eddie Howe, even if he's doing a good job, but they might start looking at maybe
very similar to Mark Hughes at Man City. We loved him at Man City. He was a good manager for us, but not an elite manager. I think the Eddie Howe debate's a little bit harsh or premature. That's my opinion. He's on course to get the most points of any English manager in the Premier League.
Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool, like.
Yeah,
you know,
I
once
see
you
that.
get them there to the
but we've seen the back end of that. We've seen Rodgers bottle a Premier League title. You know, with a lack of kind of creative
I can see Eddie Howe at Celtic bagging loads of trophies in the future.
He's not. He's not. I think he's above Brendan Rodgers.
I don't think he. Really? I don't think. Nah.
But he must have surprised you at how well he's done here.
He's done amazingly well, and I never even expected him.
So why do you?
I just maybe think
because the two things you're saying, they're not quite tallying. You're kind of going,
He's done really well.
I don't think he's good. I don't think he's very good, but he's done really well.
Are you saying he's not good enough to win the Champions League as a manager? There's a big difference.
I think
He's more than qualified.
I don't think he's a top 4
manage a side.
I don't think Eddie Howe's top 4 manager. That simple. That's my point.
I think some of the
I think once you have the expectations of being in the Champions League, which Newcastle will have,
not as a wind up like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got top 4 with United, Champions League manager, getting results.
He's not a Champions League manager.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Ole
the
Gunnar
likes of
not a Champions
Unai
League
Emery. There are a lot of managers that you can.
Unai Emery is
the
Champions League manager.
Okay, I think Eddie Howe's got the ability to get to that level where he's
he may
Champions League level
bro,
manager.
You may be right.
Of course, yeah.
I totally acknowledge there's some unknown in there because we've never seen him test at that level.
Yeah.
And we also have seen him go away for a bit. After Bournemouth, he went away for a little. Who knows what he was doing there?
He was in Real Madrid, in Atletico Madrid. He was learning off Simeone.
Up different things.
Yeah, he was definitely learning off Simeone because I think by his own admission, he said that he didn't know how to set up a defence. And he therefore went to learn.
Maybe
from
I'm
Simeone.
still judging him off the old.
Look at some of these old managers that never changed in 30 years, and they were unable to adapt.
It's a huge quality. It's a huge quality from Eddie Howe to look in the mirror and go, I don't know how to set up a defence as well as I would like. Yeah. And rather than kind of going, a lot of people, they think that they know it all. In all industry, they think they know it all. Eddie Howe went, you know what, I need to go and learn. I need to go and improve. I need to go to Madrid. I need to learn from Diego Simeone, one of the best defensive-minded managers in the world ever. And bring that back to Newcastle. And then we saw the fruits of that because there was this period this season where Newcastle just didn't concede a goal, wasn't it?
But the narrative with Guardiola,
they're in here. That's a terrible...
Oh!
Is that the post?
Is that Isaac?
I think it's hit the other post. I think they've hit the post twice now, haven't they?
The narrative with Guardiola, he's never managed an average side. Could he do it in the Championship? Whatever it is. The thing with Eddie Howe that gives him massive credit in the bank is he's improved 8-9 players that were in Steve Bruce, the Murphys of the world. He's improved them to the point where they're...
But then
he's also improved them by surrounding them with...
But not loads.
I'm exaggerating a point to make a point here, but let's say you give him...
Botman,
Keeper?
Trippier, the keeper. That's 3 or 4.
No.
There's still Joelinton in the side, Murphy in the side, Longstaff.
No, hang on, Boo. They've spent an awful lot of money.
But this is
in this start. Get the starting lineup. In this starting lineup, you've got I'd say 7 of the 11 are like
Wilson
new.
From Bournemouth. I'm just a large part of that squad is still.
But it's very easy to improve the team
Bruce's.
when you spend like millions and millions and millions of pounds.
They spent a lot of money, but I'm still. He's improved so many players that you could argue aren't even Premier League quality.
He signed Botman, Byrne, Trippier, Pope. That's a whole back line, right?
Byrne and Pope, not big names.
He signed... Did he sign Bruno?
Yeah.
So he signed 3 of the back 4, Bruno Guimaraes and Isaac.
And who's on the bench for them?
And the keeper. No one really. But then look what he done with the likes of Almiron.
You got to mention
Almiron looked like he couldn't kick a football.
Exactly.
Like,
the whole bench.
Yeah, but he looks like that again.
You can't mention the bench because they're all average players.
He looks like that again. No. Anthony Gordon's on the bench who he didn't improve, mate.
That's not yet. It's been a very early.
It's spent 60 million.
You don't talk like that about Mudryk early, do you?
Yeah, because you spent 85 million.
How much? Oh, come on, Buvey. You can't have just a completely different...
I know what you're saying.
Why are you drinking Eddie Howe Kool-Aid anyway?
I just think he goes... I respect the fact that he's an English manager in the English Premier League and he's going to end up with the most points of any English manager in the history of the Premier League in a single season.
And then?
That's a massive achievement. Look, there's been a lack of English managers in this league and I think it's important.
But that doesn't change the opinion that we're kind of trying to have a conversation on. If Newcastle become a Champions League club, can Eddie Howe sustain that, keep them there potentially?
Well, Bobby Robson managed Barcelona.
Was his supreme manager, bro.
Eddie Howe will get more points in a single... I'm just saying, these are stats that allude to the fact that Eddie Howe is on the course.
Bobby Robson's time with Eddie Howe's time now. That's just not
it's
fair.
It's too early to say that.
And Newcastle were a Champions League club at that time.
But this isn't a joke. Eddie Howe getting to that level with Newcastle so soon, I think, and with a lot of improvement with players that are bang average, I think Newcastle fans would agree.
But the point...
It's just a good marker.
So you say Arsenal... This is the kind of conversation that we're trying to get.
Yeah.
You say Arsenal is kind of like a flash in the pan, right? They're not going to challenge for this again.
Yeah.
So why is it not the same with Newcastle?
Because Arsenal have been fighting for the Premier League title for a good 30 weeks of the season. They were first in the Premier League title.
30 weeks.
They were 30 weeks clear of the...
Oh, he scored. Oh, no, he's hit the bar. Fantastic feat from Martinelli. The way he shifted his body there. It's a class act, Martinelli. He doesn't get the credit because I think people... obviously because Saka's been incredible this season. But Martinelli, the way that he's just dropped a shoulder there to create the yard.
So young as well.
This
So
little
young.
look, this little shift. Look there to see you later, Shah, and then curls it off the top of the bar. They're answering a lot of the critics, Arsenal. You know, and by the critics, I mean like people around this table.
James going to ask me what am I basing my opinion on. Again, it is more of a feeling than anything, but also Eddie Howe's never been a Champions League manager.
Yeah, he's a young
So
manager. We don't know where
yeah.
he could be. Like you said Celtic. That is a fair shout.
I
don't think it is for me.
He
but
rejected Celtic, I think.
I think he's gonna do well. I really do. Look, there is a chance that the job could just become so big. Like they'll think about getting Mourinho or Ancelotti or something like that. But everything he's done has just worked, hasn't it? Since he's been there, he's got it so spot on, and he's changed the entire perspective of Newcastle. Like, you know the way we used to talk about Newcastle, like we never ever saw them winning.
Are we
silver.
just giving them a tag of a club that wants to go for the big names just because they got the money? I think
No, but they don't
the fact
do
that
that.
they showed so much trust in Eddie Howe, a guy that was out of management for so long. There's a big, and they were in a relegation battle by the
But
way.
we've only
Bottom
seen
of the
them when
league.
things are well, though.
Yeah, but
We haven't seen them go on a 5-game losing streak.
all I'm
we
saying
haven't
is
seen
we're
them go
saying,
on a-
they're going to get Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho.
No, but we
we're talking
haven't
about Neymar.
seen what happened
None of
when
these
the-
things have happened.
when
They've signed young,
Rock-
promising players.
They haven't been in the Champions
James
League
Thomas makes a good point with the super chat. Says from next season the UEFA coefficient comes in, so 5 spots will be available. That does obviously.
That's
then
great for
open it
Arsenal.
up.
Makes them a Champions League club again.
Great for Arsenal.
So,
Great for Newcastle.
England will have 5 teams in the Champions League.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
It was a reaction to the Super League, wasn't it?
There's more teams in general.
Completely ridiculous.
Yeah, everyone's getting an invite. You know, it's pathetic.
Well, it does dilute.
That's a quarter of the league.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. Quarter of 20 is 5.
Cannon Roberts has given us a underrated or overrated Roberto Firmino.
I think he's probably a bit underrated, Roberto Firmino. I think he's a class act. He did it for years. Like, I remember when Chelsea had Morata up front. I just remember thinking, like, I just wish he could. Like, Roberto Firmino was everything I wanted Alvaro Morata to be, and he just wasn't it. He did it for such a long time. He was probably the unsung hero of that team. You know, when Salah was getting a lot of the credit and Mane was getting a lot of the credit, and they were finding the back of the net. They were the names that were being sung on the cop, but Firmino was the sort of linchpin, tied it all together, linked the midfield, so much pressing. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Still, maybe. Also, he's still scoring big goals for them. Scored a big goal for them the other day, didn't he? Scored a header. Was it against Tottenham?
Yeah, he's scored big goals this season. There's another one, wasn't there? We did a stream for it.
Yeah, I think he came in with a late header.
Yeah.
I think that might have been Tottenham.
Yeah.
I think he's underrated. I don't think people necessarily... Like, he was...
Was he world class?
yeah.
Any really? So top 5 in his position.
Like 2 consecutive European Cups, Premier League
That's
title
true.
for the... yeah, of course.
What finals? You mean?
2 consecutive finals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, they went to Kiev and then they went to Paris. No, Paris. They went to Kiev and then they went to Spain.
Spain, yeah. It was a nice day out for the Spurs lot, though, wasn't it? Nice. They had a nice little holiday.
See, that's what troubles me about Pochettino, you know.
What's that?
The most one-sided Champions League final I think I've ever seen. Not necessarily in terms of the game, but, you know, just in terms of, like, the going into the game. Like, there was never a doubt in my mind that Liverpool were going to win that game. Like, Liverpool were always going to win that game.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, I remember talking to a girl who writes and sort of does some stuff on Liverpool, a girl called Lizzie. Do you remember her?
Yeah, I've met her.
She's very good.
Yeah, very good.
I remember talking to her in the build-up to that game, and she was off over there, and she was just like, there is no way that Tottenham beat us in a European Cup final. And I kind of remember going to her, hang on a minute, it's a cup final, anything can happen. You know, we obviously know that Wimbledon beat Liverpool and these things happen. And she's like, no, Tottenham, this Tottenham team, Pochettino will not win. And I remember thinking these words, and she was spot on.
But things change. Like, you know, Pellegrini didn't win a trophy, I think, his entire career in European football until he joined Man City, and then he won one. He got, you know, look at Sarri at Chelsea. He'd never won he'd been a manager for 15 years in Italy. Never won nothing.
But I think that might say more about Chelsea than Sarri. Chelsea won him a trophy.
Yeah, quality, Hazard, etc. Of course, but you know, with Pochettino, the quality in that side is still there.
Do you know what I mean, Biv? The two. If I think of like 2 Pochettino things, 2 iconic Pochettino moments, the 2 things that spring to mind are the most one-sided Champions League I've ever seen, and the Battle of the Bridge, where he was crying in the dressing room. Like, they're the 2
was
things.
He crying?
He was crying. Him and Danny Rose, arm in arm, crying, crying to one another.
We've got a little debate to be had today. Top 5 signings of the season.
Oh, this is a great game.
So we'll get stuck into it.
Okay,
Everyone needs to have their own top 5.
Okay, should we just? Can I just get one out the way? Oh, what we think of our own top 5? Well, let's just say, should we make it top 4 and Haaland? Right?
Yeah.
Haaland and then top 4.
Yeah.
So we'll just name some notable signings first. Arsenal have had Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko. Brighton had Estupinan and Cecil Colwill on loan. I'm not sure we should count loan deals in this. Chelsea brought in Badia Chile. Fulham, Palinia, Willian on a free. Andreas Pereira. Leeds signed Nonto for £4 million, which is incredible value. Man City signed Haaland, Akanji as well. United, Casemiro and Lisandro Martinez. Newcastle, Isak, Botman, Pope. Southampton got Lavia, which I think is a great signing as well. So those are just some of the notable signings. I've probably missed a few out. You can get them in the comments below. Let's say why Haaland is the signing of the season, if that's what we think is number one. I'm assuming Buvey thinks that. You think that. I mean,
he is as well. Is it like,
but why do you think that?
Because I think a lot of things in football, and this is what makes it so great, is subjective. Buvey can say one thing, I can say the other. We both passionately believe what we're saying, and ultimately neither of us are provable in terms of being right or wrong. Whereas I think Erling Haaland just is the best signing. Like you can't make a case for anyone else. Like it's just completely impossible. There are some honourable mentions when talking about Haaland. There are some brilliant arrivals. But what Erling Haaland has done, he's come into this league, he's completely blown it open. He's like changed the definition of a good season. He's broken every record that you can put in front of him. He scored goals from day dot. I think it was West Ham very early in the season, like when he sat down and did the old yoga thing. I just think that he has totally redefined what good numbers are, and the amount of hat tricks and whatever.
That's a great tackle. That is an absolutely great tackle. Whoever that was for Arsenal.
Terrible shot.
Is it Kivior?
But it is Haaland, isn't it? The only reason, right, and I don't agree with this, but if somebody wanted to be a bit sneery to City or to Haaland or whatever, and again, I don't think it happens, but if City end the season with one trophy, which I suppose isn't beyond the realms of possibility. I feel like the league is going to be theirs, but let's say they don't add to the league. You could maybe use that. I disagree with you, but you could maybe use that as ammunition to say, well, Haaland hasn't delivered because what he was brought in to deliver was silverware. Yeah. The way when people go, well, Messi hasn't done it at Paris Saint-Germain because he was meant to take a European Cup there. Or Ronaldo didn't do it at Juve because he was meant to take a European Cup there. But for me, it just is Haaland.
Yeah.
We're talking Premier League as well. You obviously get to watch Haaland for your team every week.
I've never seen anything like it, and I can't even sit here and say the aesthetic quality of this guy is that good. I think he looks a little bit cumbersome on the ball. We've said that for multiple...
less and less so, isn't it?
Yeah, less and less. He's getting better by the week, by the way. His first touch, coming in to receive the ball is fantastic. I've never seen anything like it as a football fan. I've never seen any player go to a club in the Premier League and instantly score the amount of goals that he's scored. It's unbelievable. And his seat, I don't think he's playing out of his skin, by the way. I think he's scoring the goals that he should do. I think if he missed an extra few every now and then, he's on 40 goals a season instead of 50 plus, then that would be fair enough as well. I don't think I think the reason it's signing the season is because, all right, the first season's been fantastic. He's nowhere near his ceiling. He's nowhere near a developed striker. We see strikers develop 28, 29's prime striker time. He's got 7 years to get to that point.
Do you know what though? But look,
he may burn out quicker than anyone else.
I don't agree.
True, yeah,
I don't agree with what I'm about to say here. But just to explore it, sometimes for strikers, the second season is very difficult because people are aware of you. People are doubling up on you. People know how you like to play. People keep you on a particular foot. Certain players have had amazing seasons, haven't they? Like in terms of goal scoring, nothing like Haaland, but. There was Marcus Stewart, Kevin Phillips. There have been examples of players, but they found it difficult that second, third season. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen to Haaland. But
I think with Haaland as well, though, the sheer physicality of him makes it more difficult for you to find those plans. Yeah. He's a lot more taller. He's a lot more quicker. He's a lot stronger. He's a lot more than anyone else.
Very smart.
So many his legs in weird positions.
And there's so many other, in various other examples of an amazing season, you can try and nullify a particular striker because what you can do is you can double up on that player. Maybe Alan Shearer in his Newcastle team, that wasn't a particularly good Newcastle team. you could double up and really, really focus on Shearer, because basically if you stop Shearer, you stop Newcastle. With Haaland, you can't do that. You can't think. Your game plan can't be stop Haaland, because if you focus on Haaland, De Bruyne is going to get you, or Silva's going to get you, or Mahrez is going to get you, or Grealish is going to get you. So it makes Haaland's life a lot easier because you actually can't focus on him. So look, overall, it's just going to go from strength to strength.
It's a really good shout, because I think we've seen it with Guardiola. It's not a 4-3-3, the same formation week in, week out with one striker like we've had for the last 5 years. He's playing Alvarez around him. So he's actually giving Haaland the opportunity to play in a 4-4-2 sometimes, which is, as City fans, we've never seen that in the last 5 years. So Guardiola is a manager. That's why he's the best manager in the world. He's already thinking about how do I fit Alvarez and Haaland into that. For me, 3 of the 5 would be Man City players, not to be biased. Alvarez has to be a shout, because it has to be a mixture of the quality. I think he can be a world-class striker.
Who's the third?
He costs 15 million quid, 20 million quid.
Who's the third, mate?
Kanji, for me as well.
I think there are 3 other... look, I'm not suggesting Kanji's not had a good season, but like... I don't think
there's 4 other transfers.
Yeah, there's 4 other transfers that are better.
Really? Yeah. For 15 million quid, a guy in his prime.
No one's arguing that he's a good signing. We're talking about Premier League signing of the season. So that involves not just the price tag, not just how good you think they'll be in the future, but also what they've done this season.
He's been incredible this season.
Okay, tell us your top 5, Buvey. Give us your top 5 signings. You're going to go top 3C. Go on, let's hear them.
Because they're fantastic deals.
Right, let's hear them, mate.
Akanji, Alvarez, and Haaland, all for less than 100 million quid, by the way, which is unbelievable business. Zinchenko's got to go in there. I was going to put Lavia in there, because I think Lavia is a fantastic signing.
You put Zinchenko in?
I have to put Zinchenko in there because he's cheap, mate. He was cheap for them.
But you've spent all game saying that he's soft and he's not a winner and he's not very good left back.
But for Arsenal, he has brought some leadership to that a squad lacking leadership at Arsenal for the last 20 years. They've not won a league.
Move, that's so contradictory for your whole everything.
Sorry, you can be top 5. Is the same point you made about Akanji. I think Akanji's been unbelievable. So what is what it is. Zinchenko's been good for Arsenal to the point where he's changed Arsenal's backline. I don't think they'd be challenging. I think
the impact of Zinchenko is also in the dressing room.
Do you know?
I think has made a
say to me your top 5 again.
Yeah.
Say them again.
Akanji, Alvarez, Haaland, Zinchenko, Lavia.
So every single player has either been bought by City or signed from City.
That's not.
You're a mug.
That's not a deliberate thing.
No, maybe
they're all players on the shortlist. You virgin.
No. I mean, I don't. Yeah, do you know? Is this just because you know?
Lavia, all right, Lavia's an issue with you, then, is it?
No. Booth, I haven't got an issue with that. I just think it's weird that you've gone no bias and they're either signed by.
It's called coincidence.
Okay.
What's yours, Rory?
I mean, Haaland, obviously.
All of Chelsea's signing.
Yeah. I think it's
Enzo Fernandez, yeah?
Badiashile is definitely up there. I mean, we go Levi Colwill at Brighton, definitely deserves a mention here.
Badiashile.
Billy Gilmore, was it? Billy Gilmore's had a great season. I'm going to go Mudryk because he's also involved at Chelsea, so that makes sense. And then I'm going to probably go for Joao Felix. So there's
all of mine were justified. All of yours were terrible shouts.
No, to try and do this. To try and do this properly. Do you know who's like really caught my eye? Obviously, Erling Haaland is number 1, but in no particular order. The rest. Do you know who I think has to be on my list? Isak.
He's on my list.
I think he has to be on my list. Not only because of the season that he's had, but because of the way that he plays the game, I find like inspiring, and also because of the potential. Like, what on earth? You know that run? I know that it went viral, and it's so easy to like pick on a viral moment, but you know that run against Everton?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Like I mean, we've seen it before, but it's kind of Ronaldinho. Like you can whoever you compare it to, you are comparing it to the greats of the game. Like I remember Ronaldinho doing something like that, I think against Real Madrid. So Isak is definitely in my list here. I think he is like truly sensational. I think we have to put Casemiro in there, just because of the way that he revolutionised that Manchester United midfield. You know, the midfield has been such a problem.
He's missed about a third of the season, hasn't he? Being petulant.
Do you think that's an issue?
The impact is huge.
No, of course.
Similar reasons for Zinchenko.
Yeah,
I'm being petulant in saying that. He's been unbelievable. He's world class.
Oh, Xhaka is at it again.
Xhaka's got honestly.
Do you know?
Honestly,
do you know who I would have said? Is Aaron Ramsdale this season? He is.
No.
I think Aaron Ramsdale had a really good season until recently, where I think he's like really gone off the boil. Yeah, he's capitulated. Who else do I need to think about here? Who else is doing the business? Who?
I don't know. My 5 were Haaland at the top. I've got Casemiro in there. Isak, Zinchenko. And then I was flipping between Palhinha for Fulham and Lissandro Martinez for Man United.
Palhinha's a really good shot.
Yeah.
Lissandro Martinez has been unreal for us, but obviously picked up the big injury recently.
I'm so surprised that you've both put
Surely a
Zinchenko
Brighton
in.
player needs to get in there.
What,
The reason I say
Estepinian?
Zinchenko is because
Matoma, does that count?
I
Was
think he
this season?
changed. I think he changed the dressing room spirit. I think he's more so than playing.
Who?
Zinchenko. Who did you think I said? Why are you laughing?
He wasn't listening to your point. That's what he was thinking about someone else.
The reason I said
Yeah.
Zinchenko is
You didn't listen to
not
anything you
purely
just said,
based
Boris.
off.
He does it a lot.
No,
you
that's
didn't listen to
stupid.
anything you said.
That's
Adam.
why he always makes me think I said something.
Yeah,
stupid.
exactly. Just assume it's Rory.
No, it's me.
No.
Scared me. Anyway.
He just stares at you. Stop staring at people. Weird.
Matoma.
Is Matoma? Yeah, that's the.
Jack just said it wasn't.
Matoma wasn't.
When
this
was it?
season.
Oh, last January.
Cody Hakpo.
No.
Oh,
Nunez.
No.
no. Come on. Nunes.
Um,
Could be a barn door.
Trossard.
Trossard did.
Good January signing.
They stopped playing him.
If they won the league, maybe.
He's only scored one goal in the league.
No, but
No,
he's been
no,
brilliant.
no. He
This
was-
is
he
a
was-
fight. Look, this is actually a fight. Just
They hate each other, don't they? Look. I hate Martinelli, man. He's a little wet wipe. Stand after these Arsenal players. Are so honestly, can't stand them.
Mate, this is the
Jack
kind of
has
thing.
annoyed me,
This
though.
is the kind of thing where you're about to go like, "Oh, put him. I can't stand him. He's dreadful. I can't." Top 5 signings. You've both got Zinchenko in. I'm slightly surprised by that.
Yeah, mine was because of the impact that he had on
I think there's a world if they don't sign Zinchenko, they don't come top 4 this season. Is he good enough to win a Premier League, a Champions League with Arsenal? I don't think so at left back. That's my opinion. But he's certainly a top 4 left back, isn't he? Surely. Sniggers from the lads. From a fair point, well made, to no avail. So cheers, lads. I'll do the stream by myself. I'll do the
just
stream by
like to leave you just digging a hole for yourself. It's fun.
What, you think he's good enough to win a Premier League at left back
Mate,
consistently? No.
on this stream, you've gone round in so many it's like the
This has been
M25
your-
with you and Zinchenko. It's
We
like
called
mental.
you today. We said you carried the show today. I think we've carried you.
He's had a
today.
mental.
I've not carried the show. What do you mean? I've never
You
said
know,
I
like that
carried the
fella
show.
that ran past you with the fridge on his back.
Why are you going on about the marathon?
That's me and Rory today with you on our back.
You know,
Yeah.
The fridge.
the marathon was a challenge, mate. You go to the gym and sit in the sauna all day,
What's wrong
watching
with that?
Jeremy Carr and all that.
You
So
had-
let's not
you
talk
had
about.
him.
Let's
You
not
know
talk about
what? It doesn't
daytime
take me
TV in the
6
gym.
hours, dickhead.
Yeah. 7 hours. You've got to stop calling it 6. It was 7. It was 6:50.
Stop making up numbers, lads. Stop making up numbers.
6:50 odd.
This isn't countdown. Stop
Bruv,
making up numbers.
You could have got to like. I swear, somebody else would have gone round twice in that time.
Can you do it at your old age?
I've done it twice faster than you.
I'm going to do it 3 times faster than
Do
you.
you know what?
I'm going to do it 3 times faster than
The
you.
2 times,
wait.
the 2 times that I've done it, I nearly did it quicker, both of them, than your one.
Yeah. You're a fantastic runner. I've always said that about you. I've always been
No,
very
I'm not.
nice to
I'm
you,
not a very
so-
good. I'm not a
You're
very good.
you are
I'm not a
fantastic
very
runner.
good.
No,
runner.
you are
But that's
fantastic.
what makes it so
In
much.
my opinion. It's my opinion.
No, but
You're a
I
fantastic
can't
runner.
believe this.
You're an elite level
You owe me.
runner.
You owe me my sponsorship back.
You know. Well, no, the charity does. So you want
No,
want
you owe
Oxfam
me.
to give you money back.
No, you owe
Yeah,
me.
I
'cause
won it
I
back.
sponsored you under false pretenses that you were going to actually commit to a marathon.
It's supposed to be when you complete.
The
you get
maddest
paid
thing
as
is as well. I remember like being in the pub with you. Like, I can't drink. I'm running a marathon. You might as well have just had a pint.
Yeah,
It's a complete
that's
waste
true,
of
that's
time.
true. I did actually have a pint the night before. I might have done it.
No, a pint the night before is what you're meant to have. David
Yeah, I remember you
Thompson
telling me
told
that. Yeah, you told me that.
What,
And
before your
so I actually-
marathon?
Yeah.
It's carbs, isn't it? Carb loading.
But my issue, I had 2 pints, and it was cider.
No,
So
you're a
that
big
might have
boy,
ruined
though.
me.
And a
No,
couple of
cider don't work.
Jaegers and
No,
No,
cider.
no.
Cider don't
Jaegers,
work.
I'm not.
Cider
I'm
won't
not
work.
60.
You're an
it's
idiot.
carb
I'm a
loading.
classy guy. Drink cider.
no
classy guy.
drinks
Elliot
Apart from
Hackney
you,
drinks cider. Yeah.
Greengrass from Heartbeat,
And Elliot Hackney.
and I don't know who else. They're the only people drinking cider. And Elliot Hackney.
There's nothing wrong with cider, lads. Live a little.
Nah, if I want to live a little, I don't have
We
cider.
were saying, Roz, when you went to the toilet for the 5th time this stream, we're going
once. What are you talking
Plymouth
about?
Argyle next season. Want to do that? Plymouth Argyle versus Bristol City
With you?
West Country Derby.
Mate, you talk about Bristol more than you talk about Man City.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do.
I'm
I
just
think
saying
you're- I
it's
think
a
you're a
West
Bristol
Country
fan.
Derby.
No, of course I don't want to go to a West Country derby. Why on earth would I? Why on earth would I want to go to that?
All right, it's just a bit of culture, mate. Plymouth away.
Bit of culture.
Pie face.
I'd go meet Pie
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they scored.
for
Fabian Schär own goal, I think. There we have it. Big result for Arsenal. This.
well done, Arsenal.
It's so funny. The energy in this room as soon as Arsenal's going to change so much. He went, they've scored. Buvey went,
It's annoying,
I
isn't
don't
it?
mind that because we can catch Newcastle now. Third, we're coming, baby.
Is there any chance that Newcastle drop out the European Cup spots?
There's as much chance as United dropping out, really.
No,
Yeah, same.
because they're I know you're the same points, but you're Man United.
Yeah, but still.
What does that mean?
Well, it
They're
means
Man
it means
We lose
They've not won their own
We
league
could
in
lose
10 years.
today.
well, it means that
They're in the Europa League
We
this
could lose.
season.
No,
They're
but-
Man United.
But
What does that mean?
you must see a difference between being Manchester United and going for top four and being Newcastle. Like being new at the race for top four makes it less likely that you make.
But I
it.
think
Look, I think
it's
it's
invigorating.
Over.
They've
Is
got
that
new
not,
players.
Is that not fair?
I personally
statement?
think it's over. But let's have a look at Newcastle's
It's over now.
fixtures.
That's dumb. He's had no reason to do
They
it.
have Leeds away.
Leads away, leads away, leads away, leads away.
Then they got Brighton at home. Then they
get
got
beat.
Leicester at home. And
Mate,
Chelsea
they
away.
They'll probably
could,
win
you
all
know.
four.
Chelsea away.
Newcastle could drop out. They're difficult fixtures, then.
Chelsea away as well.
No, they get
Chelsea.
3 points there,
Yeah.
but they.
Beat Leeds. That's 6
I
points.
don't necessarily.
They
think
need 6
beat-
points, don't they?
It's big fat Sam's Allardyce there.
Big fat Sam.
I don't think he's
Bit
big
harsh,
fat
isn't it?
Sam. I
He's
just think he's
big
big
Alex-
Sam.
Big Sam, isn't it?
It's big Sam.
Big fat,
Not big
obese
fat Sam.
Allardyce. Can't call him that.
It's not.
God's sake.
It's not
Sorry,
big
man.
fat
Sam, if you're watching, I
Big
apologise
Sam's-
on behalf of
Is-
that.
Allardyce.
Isn't that geezer from Bugsy Malone?
No, I was Dandy Dan in Bugsy Malone.
That is Bugsy Malone, isn't it?
Yeah, Dandy Dan.
Big fat Sam Allardyce.
No, big fat Dan, isn't it?
He's a
Fat-
sinner.
Fat Sam's Grand
Candy
Slam.
coated.
Yeah, it's Fat Sam. I'm sure that's Splurge.
I think
Guns
everyone
and all
watching the
He's a
stream, they're in their early
sinner.
20s. I mean, you're quoting cartoons from the
Bugsy
1980s when
Malone.
you
It's
guys
not
were
cartoon.
kids.
It's
If we just
not.
that.
quote
Not a cartoon.
what
It's
you,
not a
what
cartoon.
you
It's not a
saying?
cartoon.
What were you saying?
It's not a cartoon.
What cartoon were you saying? Just
We're not
It's
saying a
not
what
cartoon.
was it?
We're not
not
saying a
cartoon.
cartoon.
What were you mentioning? What
Just
was the
because you
thing you
didn't have a
said?
childhood.
We're not saying. Yeah.
Also,
Mate, you're too
our
busy
age-
ploughing the land. Too busy ploughing fields in Bristol,
I thought you
in the
was
West
about to say
Country.
something else.
Walk
Okay, no.
ploughing the land.
He's about to say something else, and I got scared.
What?
Like, he's going to say, I was ploughing your mum or something.
No.
I was like, Jesus
never
Christ,
say
where
such
you
a
going,
thing.
Rory?
Never would I say such a thing. I'd never. I'm a very respectful man.
Yeah,
I feel like you would.
Never would.
can't bring mums into
I'd
it.
never go
No.
mum. Never. Never.
No.
I'd never go mum. It's too low. When they go low, I go high. Yeah, I'll never go mother.
Yeah.
Never, mothers are sacred, man. I'll never ever insult a mother. Also, if you do insult a mother, I think you've crossed the line.
Yeah.
There's no.
Well,
there's
my
no-
mum ploughs fields in Bristol, so you've been slagging her off.
No, but I was
That's
slagging you off for doing.
No, you've been slagging her off. So
No,
she actually ploughs potatoes, so you've been slagging her off by saying that's a funny thing to do.
No,
Is that
I
funny?
could-
Is that funny?
I could
gets
imagine
ploughed
you.
for potatoes.
She ploughs potatoes,
Oh,
bro.
oh.
Okay.
I could imagine you plow.
So-
You
Sorry.
physique of somebody that could plow.
Yeah. What ripped? Yeah, I get
No,
it.
not
I get
ripped.
it. No,
Not
no,
ripped.
no,
just,
no, no.
Just like
No caveat
like
to
a
that.
bull.
Let's talk to football now. But you just said I'm ripped. I
I
take
don't think you're ripped. I think
take
you're
it.
chunky.
How do you know?
Chunky.
How do you know?
Is what I'd say. Like a bull.
I've got a lot of
chunky.
muscle, a lot of power. I
Lot-
get it. I get it. A lot of fat.
Not fat.
Yeah.
No, because that's what chunky means.
Yeah,
like
chunky.
a bull.
Yeah, or muscle.
No, but you can be both, isn't it? Like Tyson
I've got a lot
Fury.
of muscle.
Like Tyson Fury.
I've got a lot of
You
muscle
got
and a lot
same
of
sort
fat.
of
You
body.
just got a lot of fat.
You got
There's a big difference.
same sort of body as Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I'll take
Sort of
that.
built similar.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it's like
I met him once in Bristol. He's a nice guy.
mate, you're banned from playing Bristol on this channel. I'm telling you, you talk about Bristol more than Man City.
I met him there. What do you want me to say?
Say it was in Manchester.
Yeah,
I would have never known. You could have just said Manchester.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about stories, am I? Why would I lie about
He
stories?
lives in Morecambe, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Is that near
Seaside. No, it's other end of the country.
I've never been in it.
You thought Morecambe was on the south side of the
I've
country?
never been, bruv.
No, but I haven't
famous
been.
part of
I haven't been to
Come on.
Madagascar,
I used to
but
think
I don't
Bristol
think it's in
was
north
in
of England.
Wales. Is Bristol in Wales? No.
It's nearly in
Can't
Wales.
say such a
Bristol
thing.
is nearly in Wales.
You
people
actually cannot say
people
such a
from
thing.
Bristol are
You're Welsh, isn't it?
yeah.
You can't say such a thing.
No, it's
Bro.
very similar.
No. You literally cannot say such a thing.
No, but it's very similar.
No. It's impossible.
I mean, it's possible to say it because I said it, but
No, you can't say such a thing. In
But,
my
but
opinion.
people from Bristol would easily go for a night out in Cardiff.
Well, if they did their mugs, and they should stay there. They should stay there. If you're in Bristol, you don't need to be going anywhere for a night out. Trust me. Especially Cardiff. Are you having a laugh?
yeah.
You know.
Gone so West Country. Cardiff, you are.
No, lads, come on. Cardiff.
What would you recommend Bristol for a night out?
Yeah. What are you doing?
We haven't even taken a picture with it yet.
No. I haven't seen it.
Should we do it now?
Oh,
Take a
yeah.
picture with it?
Has
Put
anyone?
it there.
Have you got a phone here?
No, I don't have a phone.
No,
I lost it.
Someone get a
Do a
selfie.
screenshot.
Can you put it in the middle, Ross? It's not your end. Put it in right in the middle.
Look in the middle. We'll do it during the
but there.
show.
Equal.
People love it.
Where am I looking? Number 2, yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, we're gonna get
That's the
pulled
way
down.
to crack it.
No.
Lads, do you want to see the game?
We
Lads,
found the way. What we're going to do
This is
next
a reflection.
time, you know when you come out of those blind spots and they have a mirror in the corner? We need to put one of them there so everyone can watch the game with us. We've
Wow.
found the way.
We've got.
Would that be
This is
illegal?
So amazing.
Legal team in the back room, would that be illegal
Yeah,
to
of
show
course,
a Premier
yeah,
League stream,
it
but
would
in
be.
reverse because it's a mirror?
Yeah, it would be.
Not if it's
illegal.
backwards.
Yeah, exactly. You can. It's not the same thing. No, come on, lads.
Get over
Let's
yourself.
try it. Let's try it.
Get over yourself.
That's how Medusa got killed in the Greek mythology, right?
What, watching a stream through a
bloke,
YouTube
the bloke held a mirror up to her and then killed her.
Oh, yeah.
What? She saw her own reflection.
Yeah, and she died. Yeah.
Because she turns to stone.
Have
innit?
you not heard about the dog with a bone in its mouth that then looked in the lake and he thought, "I want your bone," and then he tried to grab his bone and he ended up with no video.
Is that Greek mythology?
The dog,
There's a moral to that story.
yeah, the dog had a bone.
What is
And
the
he
moral
goes
of that
to the
story?
lake,
I'm just trying
and
to
he
think. You've got
goes
to
to
commit to the thing
No,
you've got, sort
think
of thing.
about
You've
it.
got to,
But
He
be
goes
happy
to
with
the
what you
lake.
got.
Yeah,
He goes
yeah.
to the lake and he looks and he sees another dog with a bone and he thinks, I want your bone. So he lets go of his bone and tries to grab the other bone and then he ends up with no bone. There you go,
What's
mate.
the moral to that story? mate?
Confucius Jennings.
What's the moral to that story?
Yeah. You got to respect what you've got and not be chasing all the time for new things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Love the one you're with.
Yeah.
100%.
Because it might just be a reflection.
And
What's the a bird in the hand is better
worth
than
two in the bush.
two in the bush? Yeah, exactly. So that's what it reminds me of, lads.
Yeah. You are quite a thinker.
Thinker?
Bollocks.
No,
Yeah,
I've
you
never
are.
been told
We're
that.
not doing
I've
Don't
never
you
been
think?
told that.
Like I always
Why are
think
you
that-
blowing
You know,
smoke
like
up his
Mark
arse?
Twain. I think that he is like the Mark Twain.
I'll
that-
take that. I'll take that.
Look at this. Grubby fingernails. Finger.
Yeah, you-
That's
all
Elliot's
over
Hackney, isn't
They're
it?
yours.
That's
then.
Hackney. I wouldn't have touched the middle. I didn't touch the middle.
You know, Mark
Absolutely not.
Twain predicted his own death to the day. It was Halley's Comet, I think, and he said,
Oh, did
I'll
he?
die on that day, and it was like 27 years later he died.
Ah! Oh, I thought it was going to fall. I just heard it moving. I didn't know you were
No,
touching
that's
it.
not stable.
No,
Alan,
it's
for
getting the
God's
thing
sake.
in. It's getting the thing in. No, I'm not risking it. I'm
No,
not
I don't
getting
wanna
any
risk
kind
it.
of strikes.
No, don't risk it, lads. Not for this dead out
No,
game
not
as well.
for this dead out game. No, let's leave it right there and then we'll sort it out another day. Another night, another dream.
Put it
but
down. We had it
where's
fine
you-
before.
No, don't risk it.
We had it fine before. No one's getting YouTube.
Oh,
what?
dear. No, we're not
What?
getting any kind of trouble. I don't
Do
want. I don't
something.
want to get in. No, we're gonna get in trouble, mate. Don't
No,
risk
no,
it.
Don't do
Mate,
that.
you know how much views this building has given
No.
YouTube today with Tom?
No, I don't want to get it.
Oh, bless
Mate.
No.
No, don't do it, Adam.
Sorry, Tom Garrett. If you're watching in the hospital, mate,
Mate,
I apologise. to Alan's
Scotland have
baby.
just won, you know.
I've got some half price.
Who?
Cracked
He broke his humerus. It wasn't very funny.
No, Adam, stop it. I don't want any strikes. Yeah, I could just if I see any flashing of green now, I'm just going wilding out.
Like Nick Cannon,
Yeah.
this bitch.
Wild out. Partake coming on. Trossard's short, isn't it? I know that's
Trossard.
people in glass houses, but that's very much people in glass houses there. But Trossard and half short.
I love when you say something and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, no. But
I should've
as soon as I
said
said it, I thought Buvey's going to pick up on this. I better say something very quick.
No, I'd never say anything about your shortness.
You would. You do.
Your blatant shortness. Honestly.
Booby, you going to take us on a night out in Bristol?
Bristol in Wales.
Well, yeah, but apparently all the Bristolians are going to Wales on a night out. I mean, why? Why?
What's the club in Bristol?
Well, a bit like Motion is a good one.
That
Thekla
sounds
used to be good.
horrendous. What
No,
was
Motion was rated top European club of the year in
Not a
2018.
fucking
It was
chance.
had a Berghain loads. It was.
Not a chance.
People in the comments, please Google yourself.
Best club in Europe was in Bristol.
Why can't you believe it? Because Birmingham's a shithole. It's got no clubs.
No. We've got.
I love that you
we've got
started
Europe's
talking to
biggest
the
shopping
camera.
centre.
Like acting. Mate, you'll get a BAFTA for that.
Also, like in Bristol.
Because Birmingham's no good.
No, but honestly, Motion's a
Buvey's
real club.
line. It was named the 11th best club in the world.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
yeah.
bollocks.
11 in the world is the same as top in Europe. Yeah,
Bollocks.
that's amazing. It's an amazing club.
We
Seriously.
need to go there.
It's a genuine club.
When was
like,
it
proper
voted
club.
that? Like 20 years ago?
2018.
Oh, Jesus. You
2019.
never want to go
19.
somewhere 5 years after it.
Yeah,
It's still good though. It's still good.
It's like
I said
when everyone
Thekla.
went, oh, you go Nottingham Uni because it's one.
Yeah.
Ratios 3
Yeah,
to
that was
1,
the
girls
thing,
to
yeah.
boys. And then all the lads went, and now it's the other way
it was
around.
never true. I'm sure
Yeah.
it was just
No,
one of
it
those
was.
things. Do you think it actually was?
It would have been true 1 year.
Yeah.
And then everyone
Sorry,
heard
what?
it.
Going to Nottingham's.
The reason, like,
What
people
was
would always
it?
say go to Nottingham University because the ratio was 3 girls to 1 boy.
Oh right, I didn't. Yeah, I never.
And
heard
then
that.
every lad went
Where did you
there.
go again? Bristol? No,
Kings.
Kings. In London.
Yeah.
Where did you live when you were at Kings?
All right, lads, we
South
can have this
London.
conversation
Yeah,
later
South
if you
London.
want.
No, but do they have halls?
mean-
Yeah, in South
South.
London. Yeah, South. Yeah. Yeah, Thekla is a club on a boat as well in Bristol. Thekla.
TH.
Yeah.
It's good.
It used to be, and
I
then
like a boat pie.
yeah,
Thekla sounds like
but it's not a moving boat.
it's illegal.
It's a static boat.
Do you know they do that in certain states in America to get around the casino laws?
And in India,
And in Macau, don't they?
in
Put them on a
Goa.
boat.
Yeah.
So the
in Goa.
WPT have a tour which goes to India, and they play on a boat. Over.
Does the boat move?
Don't think so. It can move, but I don't think it does.
I like that.
Mad.
I'd like to play.
I'd love
cards
to
on a
go play in
boat.
Goa. Goa's amazing, man.
When
yeah.
did you go there?
Been there a couple times now. Last time I went there was probably about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, no, it would have been before COVID last time I went there.
Do you think so? Arsenal have gone to the St James's Park. They've looking like they're going to win the game 2-0. Huge result, really. If you think about like the course of the season, this is second versus third. A lot at stake. Any sort of trepidation from you regarding the title?
Look, we've commented about Arsenal bottling it up to this point. They've done the right thing in terms of this performance against Newcastle. They're putting pressure back on City. So that's all they can do. City have shown signs of wobbling a little bit. Now, whether that materialises in ever losing a game for the rest of the season, there's a debate about that. But Leeds United causes issues. Fulham, West Ham, these aren't clear-cut 5-0 victories every time. It never is. Arsenal will just keep on.
And we need
And what do
Arsenal
they
to
need?
keep
What
it
do they
going
need
to
you
the
to
end of
do?
the season.
Out of 4 games, they need you to drop points on 2 occasions.
Yeah, so we've got to find a loss out of them. Everton.
Not necessarily 2 draws, 4 points. You're 4 points above, aren't you? So
Yeah,
2 draws.
and
would be
Arsenal have to win every single game as well.
No, of course, that's
which is
that's a given. Arsenal have to. They've made their mistakes, so they
Yeah.
can't do any more. They need you to drop 4 points, which is
Yeah.
2 draws out of 4 games. But you've got Real Madrid to mix it up a bit.
Everton, I think Everton's in between the Real Madrid games or just before one of them. But
batter Everton, mate.
I know,
You
but
will
the Real
batter
Madrid game might be an issue.
Oh, Trippier's great run. Is that Trippier? Longstaff.
Give it. Come on.
got to shoot.
Hit the ball, lads. Please hit the
Come
ball.
on, have a
Why is
shot,
nobody
mate.
shooting?
Why is
he's
no
not
one shooting,
shit. I think-
man?
Do you know why? Because everybody played it to their teammates' wrong foot.
These
Like
lot
you
are
have to play it.
terrible.
Like if I'm playing with you, I'd play it to your left foot. Play it to his left foot. They've played it to the right foot. They've played it to the wrong foot on every player.
You can play it to my right.
We're
foot.
all left-footed, innit?
No, I'm
Elliot's
not.
left-footed.
No, Elliot's right footed.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's terrible on both.
I was there
Square
on
penalty!
Thursday, Buvey. You can't talk.
No.
You were there where? I didn't hear that, mate. Sorry.
On Thursday, we were on the same team, me and Buvey, right?
Oh, I love having
Why are you
pints
bringing
up
him
now.
up?
Worst games.
Love having
Yeah,
pints
yeah,
up
yeah,
now,
Buvey
innit?
had.
Yeah.
Is he terrible?
One of the worst games we've ever seen Buvey had.
Were you terrible? Is that true?
Why are you being derogatory?
Is it true?
We're all meant to be on the same team, lads.
Is it
We're
true?
on the same team.
You
That was the
literally
issue.
you literally just went. You
Honestly,
literally just went. Elliot's
I don't know
terrible.
what-
Everything.
Honestly, I don't know what. I couldn't play football on that day. I just wanted to go home.
Did your team win or?
No, we got thrashed. I
Is that
scored
a
about
penalty?
9 goals, but I was the only one scoring.
9 goals?
That's
Yeah,
a
I've had a
dive,
laugh.
mate.
9
That's
goals.
a dive. That.
Have a laugh.
I think he's still feeling the effects of the
Were you
marathon.
terrible?
Henderson.
I couldn't move.
He went down like Pamela.
Did you play up front?
I did the right thing and played it at the back.
Oh,
Kept
yeah,
it
that's
tight at the back. Kept it tight at the back. While Elliot was goal hanging. Oh. Anyway, Royce, how you doing? You okay? Cut to Royce.
I mean, cut to Raws. Are you director of, what are you, the vision mixer?
Vision mixing. Yeah, yeah.
Do you know
Now
how to
we're
do
on a
that?
wide.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, we're doing a wide now. Now we're going to cut to Adam on his phone.
Do you know the action
Professional.
areas in the last 10 minutes? Do you want to know the action areas in the last 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Generally in the Newcastle area. So what else has been happening? Anyway, where were you last night?
I was out.
Where?
Why do people say
Um,
Tom's in the chat? He's not.
It might be. There's signal in hospital.
I mean, he's not in the chat.
He's not in the chat.
No, but someone saying he's
Bless
in
his-
the chat. That's why I
Bless his
went quiet.
heart. That's what I'm going to say. Bless his heart.
Well, you
and I
need to
hope he's
bless
alright.
his arm, not his
I
heart.
might see him. I'm going to the hospital after this. Where is he? Text me.
Home
Oh, I'm not going there. I'm going Euston.
Home
Bit
attack.
UCH.
If anyone wants to find Rory after the stream.
See you outside the front door.
And Tom. just give away 2 locations for the price of 1 there, guys.
That's a privacy breach.
You see Tom shake
That's
his hand for me.
GDPR and all that.
Privacy, right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
No.
Can't do that. We just did it to himself.
I didn't do it.
He
I
did
didn't say
it to
nothing about any
himself.
hospitals. It's pretty basic stuff.
How many views
Lads,
has
we're
that got on
broadcasting
YouTube now?
live.
Tom's arm. You removed
They
it.
removed it.
You removed it.
His arm.
He sacrificed his arm for pitch side and you removed the video.
Be on Twitter.
Don't worry, it's everywhere on Twitter. Theo Baker's trending.
Is he really?
For being hench.
Yeah, he must be. I haven't watched it. I can't bring myself to watch it because I feel so sorry for the bloke.
Can someone? I don't
Have you been in touch with him, Elliot?
Tag me on
I've
Twitter. I
messaged
want to
him.
see.
Have you
the
been in
video.
touch? Is he all right?
You
though?
don't want to see the video.
I want to see it again,
You don't
and then
wanna-
just
again. So you see it.
yeah. I want to see it one more
He's gonna
time.
have a
Now I want to see it
wank
ever
to it
again.
this
Is it really bad? Like,
You the one who keeps going on about it.
Mate,
I'm saying bless his heart
is
and all
it-
that. I hope Tom's all right. By
is
the way,
it really
Tom, I hope
bad?
you're all right.
is it really bad to watch? Is it one of them where you can't?
Well, you
watch?
showed me the video. So
No, but
yeah,
I
you
never
know.
watched it.
I went dizzy for a bit on the stream.
What, did you
When I was
watching it
sitting-
live? So
No.
do you sit here on the club watching pitch
No,
side?
I monitor
which
the
is
just
your
chat.
pitch
randomly
side.
watching pitch
yeah,
side.
I
that's
monitor the
pathetic.
chat because people send in super chats and sometimes we ignore them. So I monitor the
Are
chat.
you watching any other
And then
football
someone
streams by any
said-
chance, Adam?
Tom
Like-
Carrick just broke
No,
his arm.
Give me some football streams that we could be watching right now. Are you watching any others?
90 min.
Nah. No one watches
Grow up,
the
Roars.
others. No one watches the others because they all watch us.
That's
Well,
a good
apart
shout,
from
yeah.
you, who seems
Yeah,
to be
watches
watching
pitch
pitch
side.
side, watching it live. Actually.
No, I was actually rejoicing because their stream went down. So that means we got loads of viewers.
I can't
No, you
believe it.
can't say that. You guys are,
It's all
ruthless.
right, man. Me and Tom are cool, bruv.
Last time I
have you
chatted to
have
him,
you got
he-
like a Midlands thing going on?
No, the last time I
Yeah,
chatted to
we're
him,
brothers.
he said that he never liked you.
Yeah, he doesn't like me, but that's why we're cool. We know
Yeah,
where
I
we
don't think that's how it
stand.
works.
We know where we stand with each other.
Is it horrific when you saw it? Like, because I need to know
No,
whether
it's
I watch
horrific.
this or not.
You don't
Is
want to
horrific?
watch it. You
Don't
don't watch it. You don't watch it.
Does he scream?
It's-
Well, look,
I didn't hear
the
it.
kid broke his arm. What else do you want, Royce?
No, but
The
what I
kid
mean
broke
is-
his arm, and you're
No,
gossiping. For
but-
God's sake.
But you could break an arm
I
and
could
it,
have
and
ended
it
this
could
5
not.
minutes ago. I did a single. Cut to single. Here we go. Tom Garrett, I hope you're okay, mate. End of conversation. Now he's going about the break and the trying to zoom in on it and all that. It's pathetic from Royce. You're better than that, mate. Anyway, 2-0 to Arsenal. It's been a fantastic game.
Can we send you back to 90 minutes at any point, or is
I
it-
think he's
Why
still
are you
there.
obsessed with
He
90
turns
min?
up there all the
Why are you
time.
obsessed with 90 min?
Mate,
mean-
you're obsessed. You're on it all the time.
Let's talk about some
Bit of
other
loyalty.
dead channels you've
the
been
most
on.
promotion
Chelsea
I've had in a
Fan,
while.
CT, what was it, CFTV or whatever it was?
How's Blue Moon Teddy or whatever it's called going?
I was never involved with that.
Yeah, why not?
Just it was a dry channel. Joking.
Did you not?
2-0 Arsenal. Good clean sheet as well. So it's a big factor. They've been conceding goals the last 4 weeks, 5
We
weeks.
conceded for fun, and to go to St James's Park,
Big win.
Not many people have
Huge.
won there this season. Just Liverpool, innit?
Mm. Yeah, it's a very big win.
Did City win there?
I think it was a draw. Might be wrong.
Oi! God,
Cardiff
they have
scored an
got away.
unbelievable goal there.
What, you drew up there, did you?
I think we drew. Did we draw, Jack? Yeah.
3-3.
We've struggled up there recently.
Yeah, we've got a terrible record
It's
up there.
hard.
We've got like even when they were terrible and we were good,
Yeah.
we're terrible.
Yeah.
Like we've really
I think
struggled.
that's what's
I'd say
kept
it's
it-
our worst ground.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably Chelsea's worst
I think
ground.
their results against top 6 sides with the terrible managers like Steve Bruce, results out
Grind them out.
punching above
Grind
their
them
weight.
out, yeah.
The stadiums. If they had a 20,000 seat stadium like Bournemouth, they'd be in the Championship right now. Oh wow!
They'd be in the
No, but like, do you know what I mean? Before the investment, I mean.
So, like, is Theo super strong? Or
yeah,
is Tom made out
no,
of weird?
Theo is ripped. Theo is ripped, but
Have
it
you
must have just
fallen off
got
your
it.
bike, Booth? Talking about injury.
Your arm.
What's happened here?
Oh, the place I went last night had nails coming out the wall in the toilets. Honestly, they had a
Mate,
nail hanging out the wall.
Mate, you'll need a tetanus jab off
Honest to
that.
God, yeah.
Yeah, yes, that's bro.
Mate, you're in a cubicle, a normal toilet, and there's nails coming out the wall.
So you were
I was like, what?
bleeding.
I was like, what? I just realised this morning that it's all dried up. I couldn't believe it. What establishment?
Buvey was walking around some club, chatting up birds with dry blood all over his dusty elbows, yeah,
Sweating.
with nails hanging
I,
out of him.
I had long sleeves.
Did you
on,
cycle there?
He straps his bike to the
Yeah, turns like his
lamppost
helmet.
outside.
Yeah. High vis.
That's hilarious.
Aaron St. Maximan's like one of those cars that make loads of noise, but it's like a Peugeot 106. Back then, he looked like he was running really fast and going somewhere, but he went nowhere.
Peugeot 106.
You know, like when you hear those cars
I
go
like
past
that you
there,
call
you're
Nothing
like,
wrong with a Peugeot
Aaron.
106.
no, but you know when
I
you
don't
hear
think
a
everyone
car
should be
go past,
driving Ferraris and having mansions and all that, but a Peugeot 106
I wish
is
I had a
absolutely
Ferrari
fine.
and a mansion, but yeah. But
Nothing
you know
wrong
when
with
you
Peugeot
hear a
106.
car come past you, you're
No,
like,
I know what you mean.
that sounds like a beast,
yeah.
and it's some little thing doing 20 miles an hour rattling. That is your man there. St. Maximan.
Sorry, who are you talking about? Oh, Maximan. Yeah, 100%.
Maximan.
Yeah, he looks
Say
like
it
he's
then.
doing loads. He's doing
You
nothing.
say it. God. I think he's overrated anyway as a player.
Nah, I don't think. I agree with you on that.
A lot of step overs, and then he plays it back to left back. I could do that all day long.
Yeah.
Look, here we go. Go on then. Go on then.
See,
Go on then.
look.
Yeah, so he's going to score now. He's blatantly going to cut in. This is
Yeah,
it.
well, I thought he had it in then. I thought he was going to score then. What a little finish that could have been. Wow.
Is that a deflection?
If that had gone in, I had to quit football punditry forever.
Have you seen that Tom Garrett?
His hair reminds me of that guy from Gladiators. Remember, but then he had it long at the back.
Can we stop with the 1990s references,
Mullet.
lads? There's a lot of young kids in the
He's
chat.
got like a mullet, yeah.
Mullet.
Mullet.
Have you seen Tom talking about Bournemouth?
Yeah.
He goes, if Bournemouth stay up,
Yeah.
I will never do another football video again for the rest of my life.
Well, look what happened.
Yeah.
He's never gonna.
I was just saying, it should have been a corner.
That corner wasn't given. See, why doesn't VAR just go, yo, ref, corner?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo,
Because
ref,
it's terrible, mate. I've been saying it for years.
ref, corner.
Yeah, I've been
It's just
saying it for
simple.
years. It's a
Takes
terrible
2
system.
seconds.
It's a terrible system. It's not even accurate anyway.
Because now, if Ramsdale boots that, it bounces once,
Yeah.
and Ketty is in.
The whole
sport,
thing's terrible and pointless.
You're never going to come
It's
back.
ruined the sport that I've loved my whole life.
St. Maximin's got a
Well,
goal.
you're
written all over
literally.
it.
Is that Anthony Gordon, the waste of space?
Oh, he's horrible, isn't he?
Yeah, he's horrible.
Horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, he's a horrible little player.
You can
Average.
tell he is a Liverpool fan, though, isn't it? He must have been.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you think that's why he's laughing?
To be
at
that
Everton
happy
and all
when-
that?
You mean, look at Jamie Carragher talking about Everton. You know, Liverpool fans that I
He's a-
know.
no,
and
but
Everton
Jamie
fans-
Carragher's
Jamie Carragher's
It's-
Everton
it's-
fan.
yeah, but it's called the friendly derby for a reason. I mean, you can't be that disrespectful to Everton.
No,
If
but
you used
Jamie
to play
Carragher's
there
an
and
Everton
keep.
fan.
No, I'm just saying as an example. He won a Champions League with Liverpool. He'd say he's a Liverpool fan.
No,
was
he's not.
Gerrard.
Jamie Carragher's
He
like,
said on Sky Sports he supports Liverpool. In big games, Liverpool versus Everton,
but
when he's
Jamie-
analysing
but
it, he says he's a
like-
Liverpool fan. I've
but
seen that.
Jamie
with my own eyes.
Carragher's father was like
That's
part of
what
the
I'm trying
Everton
to say.
mob.
It's all it all blends together in Liverpool. So for Gordon to be so disrespectful about Everton, even if he is a Liverpool fan, that's how grim the guy is,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
To be fair, they were chasing him down the road when he was in his car. And
No, but that's
Come on.
I don't know. You'd probably have a bit of a chip on your shoulder after that.
I don't think so.
Chip on your
Not-
shoulder
not-
to be
not-
celebrating
Yeah,
winning
he
against
shouldn't.
them
He
and all
shouldn't
that.
be enjoying. He really shouldn't be enjoying
I hear
Everton
that.
going down.
But then I
Even
remember-
just for the optics.
I remember Rooney.
Yeah,
I know they weren't going down, so a completely different scenario. But like they had given Rooney a lot of grief, and then he
That's true.
turned around and kissed.
No,
the
it's very
badger.
different though.
And it's
Very
like
different.
that's a reaction to the abuse you get,
You can
true.
rather
Yeah.
than you hate.
Mm.
And it's kind of because you love them, and you get treated like a bit of shit, and you're like, ah.
I think
You know what I
he.
mean?
That's true.
I think there's a huge difference between scoring and giving a bit, and then celebrating post game because they're going to be relegated. Like it's very
Classless.
classless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not all right. I'm surprised Arsenal won this game. You know,
Yeah, me too, actually.
did anyone predict an Arsenal win here?
I didn't. I said Desmond.
Mate, so look, just for the optics of it, they're only a point behind you. I know you've got the game in hand, but they are only a point behind you. It's a very big win, you know, to go away to the team third in the league and win 2-0. Bearing in mind that they struggled against them at home. Remember, it was that
True.
0-0 game.
True, yeah.
It's a very big win here.
Do
Like,
you-
if they'd done this, like, they must be so frustrated.
Can I-
West
can I
Ham.
ask you a
They've gone to
question?
Newcastle.
Southampton,
They've
can I
gone
ask
to
you a
Newcastle
question?
and not won.
Lads.
And won, sorry, and they couldn't beat Bournemouth at home.
Can I ask you-
Southampton at home.
Let's say they were still top of the league, and winning here basically wins the league. Do they win?
No.
That's the
No.
difference, isn't it?
No.
That's the difference. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking
it's a
about.
good question. What do you think to that? So say they had to go to St James's Park and win the game to win the league. Do you think they would have won
I think
2-0?
this wobble was happening anyway. It happened earlier than we all thought.
No, but we
So-
all expected this game
If they'd
to be the
beaten
one where
Southampton
they
clean,
lost
West
it,
Ham
maybe,
clean,
innit?
I still think they would have dropped points later along the way, in my opinion. They don't have the mentality to win the Premier League title race. I might be wrong.
No, that's fair enough. But that's kind of the question we're asking you. Like, if they were
Yeah.
still in the race, maybe they are.
Kind of easier to go to Newcastle when it feels like it's beyond you.
And the pressure's on
and the
Newcastle.
pressure's off.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Pressure's on Newcastle.
Be interesting to see how this top four race develops now. Be interesting to see if there's a world in which maybe Manchester United get caught or Newcastle get caught. You know, Liverpool finding wins, aren't they?
That is true. I think both sides have just built enough of a cushion.
Yeah, the games are running out for Liverpool, but they are winning them.
That is true, and they look good as well.
Mm.
I
The
think
thing is, you've
it's-
given them a sniff. Like, I think we'll get it in the end. But the problem is United and Newcastle, maybe with this result, have given them a sniff.
Yeah.
And what you don't want is, then if your next result's a bad one, you don't want those negative vibes to start creeping in and people start talking about it. The good thing for United is we have home games against Fulham, Wolves, Chelsea, and an away against Bournemouth. So you'd like to think we get the points that we need. But
That 3 home games you said, so that's probably 9 points.
yeah,
Your home record's fantastic, isn't it? It's your away record that's letting you down.
Yeah, true. So if United were to get a point or a win today, a point probably doesn't change anything for us, actually.
No, but
This
it's
is
still,
over,
it's
by
just not getting beat.
Yeah,
Game
this is
over.
over, by the way.
There we go.
Big win for Arsenal.
Massive.
Good win for Arsenal. Cements their second spot, if that was ever in doubt. I mean, if Newcastle would have won today, maybe people would have started talking about that. Cements their second spot.
Oh, God, they're
It
celebrating
keeps
so
them
much.
within... no, they weren't. They weren't. They're just congratulating them.
Jubilant.
For scoring the goals, isn't it?
Mm.
He scored both. They're in a position now where pretty much seconds wrapped up. They've still got a slight hope. You know, Man City have got to play Brighton. They've got to play Everton away, where they've struggled in the past. Chelsea and Brentford. So there's still some hope for Arsenal. Big win for them today, especially away to Newcastle. What do you
Chelsea
make of
find
Erdegaard,
any
man
sort
of the
of
match?
form against City, I'm going to be so upset.
Yeah.
Like they won't. But imagine if we were to discover some form against City.
Our home record's very good as well. That's the issue for Chelsea.
And you've battered us
if it was at
already.
Stamford
You've
Bridge
battered us
away,
already 3 times.
At the moment,
Yeah.
the problem is City need to drop points in more than one game.
Yeah, they need
And
to
there's
drop 4
games
points.
remaining.
They need to drop 4 points. So
'Cause they're
2 draws.
1 point clear with a game in hand.
2 draws.
The only question mark, will Guardiola overthink the tactical side of the Real Madrid games? Will he rotate players in the Premier League games to a massive extent, or will he try and get Rodri through Premier League, Champions League, Premier League, Champions League?
Yeah.
Will he try?
Surely.
He should do that, but all it takes is an injury, beyond his control. We're one Rodri injury away from being really messed up. In
And
this
your next
situation.
game is Everton away.
We're
which
going to kick
it
lumps
sounds
at you.
easy, but they're going to be at
They're
you.
going to kick lumps at
I remember that game where Rodri handball wasn't given. It's proved it's
I
like
don't
been a
remember that.
tight one a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, you have had a tie. It's not been a great ground for you, has it?
I think the Centurion season we pumped them, so there's been a couple of seasons we've smashed them as well. So I don't know. It's not as hard as it used to be, with all due respect.
Anyway, we will be here for the game on Tuesday. Champions League football, Champions League night on the club. So make sure you join us. We'll all be supporting Real Madrid apart from Buvey. Make sure you go and check out Super 6 as well. Join our league, Club S6. Download the Super 6 app. Join our league. And also, when you enter your predictions in every round, you could win £250,000 or that £100 classic football shirts voucher for beating myself, Rory, Buvey, and all the OGs in our league. Please join that league. Please get involved with Super 6. Thank you to NordVPN as well. Thank you to Rory and Buvey for joining us today. Well, they're always here, innit? So thank you for joining us. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and go send some well wishes to Tom Garrett. Poor fella.